Should we look at the JStalk stream from last night when they reviewed Bridges? I'm interested to hear what they thought of it. Because I don't know what the cope is. I don't even know how you defend that shit. I cannot possibly imagine what they said. Destiny is doing a stream called Catching Up on All the Fun Dramas, but he's got a document open. So why do I feel like that's a complete lie? Was it actually bad, DK? Okay, we will watch this. I didn't watch any of it, so I can't wait to hear this stuff. Because the thing is, JStalk doesn't even like Erudite, so... I'm surprised if he's coping that hard for it. But Wolfgang, I know, is like a full-blown, like... You know what? I heard someone made a clip that lined up me and Wolfgang about our statements on Lolly. And I don't appreciate the comparison. I don't appreciate the comparison. Do you know? Because you know what Wolfgang said? Wolfgang said that Wolfgang thinks that incest and child porn are morally equivalent. Now, I don't want you to. I'm not going to extrapolate from broader DGG positions what his level of moral condemnation is on those actions. I'm not going to extrapolate that. However, if someone else wants to extrapolate the moral weight of incest and how that could relate to the moral weight of child porn, the coop, is that LMF? Is that LMF? Or is this a different coop? Wow. Crazy. Crazy. It's going great. It's going great. It's been a long time since the old Chud ad hoc panels. I remember you going on. Yeah, look, he's in chat right there, DK. Okay, let's have a look at some of this Bridges. So we got just JStalk and Kelly talking. I guess Wolfgang joins and they start talking about Bridges. Let's have a look.
Shit, I'm gonna be like 300 pounds by the time I face reveal. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show you what I use.
That's right. He does. He does.
One thing you do need to tell them for the podcast, though, one, they should go get professional headshots for the podcast that they do together, and two, they need a camera that's specifically on Destiny. I don't know. I didn't see it. It looked like they had the camera for the guest when the guest was speaking, but then when Erudite and Destiny were speaking, I didn't see a close-up of them, but I might have just missed it. So I didn't watch enough of it. Guys, did they have a
how
close-up
much
video?
was paid for the poster? Who the poster? You mean this one? Who was it? Who did? Wolfgang implied he did this. When did he imply that? Please. Please don't tell. Wolfgang did this.
Of Wolfgang's work right in front of him now. On this.
Oh man.
Are we gonna? Addy Mo asks JStalk and Kelly thoughts on the studio design of Bridges. Are we just gonna tear down all of Wolfgang's work right in front of him now? Is that?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh brother, Wolfgang is so. How does this guy suck at everything? How is this guy just so shit? I'm tagging him in JStalk's Discord right now. That guy sucks. That guy sucks. We're gang stalking him. I'm gang stalking him. This is making me gang stalk Wolfgang. Didn't he make the Whores for Biden t-shirt? Did he? Dude, that's so crazy. I like his caricatures for Jason. Yeah, the caricatures are like fine. He draws breasts with his mother, I promise you. I'm going to need to see a source on that claim. Well, if you promise. Well, if you promise. Trust me, bro. Ask him. Okay, maybe I'll ask him at some point. I'm gang stalking Wolfgang. I'm gang stalking Wolfgang Schurig. He's a targeted individual. He is targeted. What? So, let me see Erudite's thumbnails. He does her thumbnails. I don't get this. I just don't get this. This does not make any sense to me. Her thumbnails are like fine. These are like fine. Aren't they? How has he done the poster so fucking terribly? How did he fuck up the? Oh my god! Come on, where is it? Here we go.
That what we're gonna do, guys?
It's not. It's not just my art up there.
Anything is he?
What? Okay, fuck you, Kelly. Yes.
No, I mean you. It's not your fault if someone's criticizing the set design because you haven't even been in the country.
Wait, no, they're saying okay. No, they're saying the art on the walls is his. The art on the walls is his. I don't know that the post is his.
That's true. But what if people were criticizing the initial promo art for the?
He goes, Boots. Do you know that? You know? Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Wait, what's the initial promo art?
Fair enough.
Wait, did you not make this, Wolfgang? I would have bet any amount of money you made this.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna go find it myself.
Here we go. Oh no.
You're gonna find
can
what
you
yourself?
stream it?
I think I am streaming it. Am I not?
I just see your Twitter.
It's like a propaganda poster.
This is so
Did you make
cringe.
this, Wolfgang? I'm pretty sure you made it. But
Oh
I'm
no.
not
Bad.
What's bad about this?
I don't know, but everybody is like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck, dude. What's bad about this? Oh man. Fuck me. Fuck me, dude. Run this back.
Twitter.
It's like a propaganda poster.
Did you make this, Wolfgang? I'm pretty sure you made it, but I'm not sure.
Bad.
Fuck me.
What's bad about this?
I don't know, but everybody is like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. This is the worst.
Are those white things part of the background or JPEG artifacts? I honestly, I don't know. I feel like I heard someone ask that same question before.
Worst thing I've ever seen. Multiple people. And I don't know why.
It is giving a little bit of esports vibes, which probably you don't want.
God,
but apart from that, it doesn't look bad.
Oh, why is it bad? Wait, hold on. I want to hear people talk about why this is bad. They're poorly cropped? Like what part? Like the bottom, you think? They were just complaining about the PNG trim.
How are they poorly cropped? What do you mean, dude? This guy's got jagged edges. Erudite's like got Like this wispy bit here, dude.
We need Destiny. The model, the middle guy's hair. His hair? Like it's poorly cropped like his hair?
This is just
It was the
pathetic,
top comment
dude.
in the
this
Reddit.
Is so pathetic.
Oh. Well, we need to figure out who made this, and then we need to definitely harass them about it, okay?
Sorry, I
The
just...
alpha is a little noisy.
I was defending people, okay? Or I was defending you. Because I was like, I recognize this exact style. Yeah, did you not make this,
Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Shut up! We need to figure out who made this, guys.
Oh. Okay.
You need a better picture of Destiny where he's actually smiling.
This is
Oh,
sad.
that is a good point,
angry.
Kelly Jean. Kelly Jean, that's a good point.
You need some
That's
more
a really-
headshots.
That's right. He does. He does.
One thing you
Wolfgang the
do
hot
need to
dogs?
tell them for the podcast, though, one, they should go get professional headshots for the podcast that they do together. And two, they need a camera that's specifically on Destiny. I don't know. I didn't see it. It looked like they had the camera for the guest when the guest was speaking. But then when Erudite and Destiny were speaking, I didn't see a close-up of them, but I might have just missed it. So I didn't watch enough of it. Guys, did they have a close-up video of Destiny?
Can we
when he was
just look
speaking
at
at
a
all?
little bit of it because I
Oh, we can. I mean, I
I
can pull it up. Yeah, I can pull it up. There's no problem.
Okay.
I'm just saying I don't have any timestamps or anything, so I don't know. I don't know what's up. Look at the
That's
lives.
what's up. That's Miss Jones.
So, here, I'll pause this. We take a quick look at bridges, guys. Okay, we're gonna get to all of the H3H3 stuff. I promise.
Destiny's invented new
You know,
beard
they had
pattern.
left, white, and the wide shot. Okay, so BB Poison. That's what I'm thinking. Is like I think it would be very nice to have the close up of Destiny and a close up of Erudite. If not, excuse me, if for no other reason, then it would be nice to have like the full screen pictures of Destiny like being emotive while he's talking and stuff. Just for thumbnails, for everything.
I will just remind you that I do want to look at the Reddit thread because I can't wait. And I hope that people in the, I don't know who is in charge of showing what to who, but the people in the Reddit will, when they don't like something, they will just make shit up. So I can't wait.
They're just making it up. They're just lying. They're just lying about him. They're just lying. They're all liars. They're just making stuff up and just repeating it. It's like the simulacrum. It's like what Destiny says, guys. It's like what Destiny. It's like the simulacrum. You know, people just make stuff up. And if they just had context, if they just had the truth, they would get it.
It's like, I bet they hired a $300 graphic designer to do this. What? I just cannot fucking wait to read the fucking nonsense that comes out of the people over
Can
there.
we see the damn thing? All I see is the logo.
Please tell me Ready rapes. Please tell me Ready rapes.
We're getting there, Kelly.
Come on, Ready. Come back for the advice giving you did the other week. Come back from it, please.
The fuck did you turn into a fucking gnome merchant? What the fuck, Kelly?
That was a random noise.
No, that voice
wasn't
gave
me.
me get on. No,
Not relevant is here. Okay. No, there was another noise as well.
There is no intro music, guys.
What?
Hello.
Wait, what the fuck? Okay, you snuck in. Wait, he actually snuck in though. How the fuck do you do
I
that?
hear these people joining. I said hi, Relly, when he came in.
I had my headphones off.
Oh, okay. But you did, I'm
They
just
all
saying, I don't know why other
sweet.
people can't
Oh
get
my
notifications.
God.
Oh, hey, it's like an animation. A little intro animation. I'll actually want to watch that.
You don't watch this whole thing?
I didn't. I watched almost none of it, to tell you the truth.
Are you going to watch it? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think so. I don't think this
It's
episode would be one I'd be
fucking
interested
boring.
in. If you're
It's
like,
fucking
it might be,
boring,
but
dog.
I wouldn't watch it on stream. I might watch it like working out or something, like listening to it. But it's
Oh,
like
you work out.
I mean, I have a full squat rack and a full gym in my basement. Yeah,
Wow, that's pretty nice.
yeah.
I'm about
But
to go
I.
to the gym.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm a lazy fuck, so I haven't been down there in like a month. So, but it's like
Oh
10
my
steps away
God.
from my.
You gave
It's
me
like 10
shit
steps
the
away
other
from my
day
computer.
saying, Kelly,
Okay.
I'm cutting off my workout shorter. Took another
Yeah, you assumed I was out of the house working out. You assumed I was out of the house. I was just downstairs. Okay.
I haven't worked out in a month anyway.
Oh, sorry, I did. I was literally trying to get back into it when I told you this, Kelly. I promise. But I've not been consistent in like a month. Like since I actually committed to like trying to get more streaming hours out, I've just been very lazy about getting down there. Anyway, what else do you have in that basement? I don't want to say because like I feel like I might dox myself, but I probably said it before. I got a ping pong table, like a really nice ping pong table actually, and then I have like a you know like the camping tables that you have, like a picnic table. Like I have like basically a nice indoor like varnished picnic table.
Wow, great. That's so cool, Jay. Dude, what a sick ping pong table you've got. Please, tell me
Down
more.
there for board games with friends.
On 2X.
Weird. You're
So
weird.
the workouts you don't do and the friends you don't have. Brilliant.
Why?
Why?
Wait, hold on.
We're literally friends, Kelly. We are literally friends.
I am
not legally binding.
I'm giving a quick glimpse through these comments on the Reddit, and I am genuinely proud of the people in here. I'm seeing a lot of offensive things that are traditional for the people on Reddit to do. But I'm seeing a lot of people being like, "This is your critique. Your critique is it's just bad, or it looks awful, or you should have your eyes removed." And then people actually go into depth like, "Oh, I guess I was retarded. My problem is that there's like a lack of contrast between these two. The cutouts were not very great." I'm genuinely proud of some of the people here on Reddit, genuinely asking for like giving like a critique of the work. So this is much better than I thought it would be.
Can I see
There's a
it?
lot-
Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I thought you guys would be really mean to me, but really, you're just trying to help me. The fucking cope is
of retards in
crazy.
here, but
Like,
Wait,
Wolfgang's talking about.
sorry. This is what Wolfgang's talking about.
No, like,
see
the
rather.
video.
This is
Talk about the Reddit thread.
this is what Wolfgang's talking about.
Yeah, but
He's
the
talking
Reddit
about
thread's
this
about the
image.
video, surely.
No, it's mostly about this promo. It's a
Okay,
thing.
here we go.
It's just a link to the tweet, Kelly.
Why do they care about the fucking tweet picture that much?
Because it's DGG, okay?
Oh yeah. So this was the thread about the thing. This should be at the top of the subreddit, guys. Marketing firms hate this one simple trick. Oh, that is a thing. Unfortunately, or for better or worse, Erudite's lucky the subreddit likes her, because Destiny subreddit drives so much traffic to literally anything. I think I've had like one video hit the front page of Destiny subreddit before, and it just instantly drove like 5,000 views, like immediately. Or like if a clip from my stream makes the front page, but the problem is now they all hate me, like completely. So anything that gets posted that involves me or my stream, or anyone who's been on my stream, basically gets downvoted immediately.
That would only have been a problem if they liked you to start with.
No, they did. They used to like me just fine. They at least liked me in comparison to Kelly before.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
It means a little
I'm
bit.
quite possibly the least like.
Oh, dude, come on, talk about bridges. Come on.
I think there was a different one. Yeah, this is the sticky one. This is the big
Dude.
one. But yeah, this was the one where a lot of people were getting mad. And I would think that most of the criticism that's real would be fine. Why do they hate me? Because of the Ana thing. And also, I mean, okay, I'll try not to be bad faith. Why do they hate me? Because I stirred drama, and they pretend to hate drama, I guess. I haven't seen a lot of substantive criticism on the subreddit.
How was he trying to be good faith?
I'm trying to think of like what the good substantive criticisms are. I'd say good criticism was I was quite bad at managing larger conversations when I first started. So that if one person had a dissenting opinion in a conversation with 5 or 6 people, I kind of let them get dogpiled. I think I'm better at that now.
We're gonna chill 1 second.
I usually don't. I like that.
I'm also perceived as an anti-fan. Could be.
Has it been happening when I've been around?
Has what been happening?
Dogpiling.
Well, the Supreme Convo would have been the last time he was on would have been an example of where they got mad. And then there's another
But the
one.
thing is, like, Cherry likes him, I think. Like, surely she's met him in IRL and doesn't dislike Supreme.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying that like that was the
And that
perception
is just
of it.
fucking laugh. She'll like be a cunt to me randomly in the middle of a conversation, so I don't know if she counts.
Yeah. It's fine. You did some pretty awful takes the first couple times you streamed that allowed people to paint a certain picture of you in their minds. Like what? That you should put landmines at the border? That was a base take, okay? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Notorious BFG, but maybe.
Dude, this is just meandering.
That can't be the reason. Oh, the first couple times on Destiny stream? The first couple times, like the conversations around monogamy and stuff, I won those, like, handedly. Anybody who hates me for those are the least hateable opinions I had.
Oh, I see
like
what
a
the
mile.
issue also with this image on Twitter is there's so much black space above and below that it crops off the head.
Sure,
I
that
think
could be.
it goes to a square shape.
That's just because of how it's cropped. I don't know why it's cropped like that.
I'm not sure.
You dogpiled Zoe? Are you talking about when Lav was in here next? Because
I know what JSOC streams are like, but they've got a topic to talk about, and they just need to stick to it. I just want to hear them talk about bridges. They should have brought callers in to attack Wolfgang's gay fucking art. That's what should have been happening here. Do they bring callers on for this?
Absolutely not. You need to rewatch that conversation if you're talking about the one with Lav. Because I explicitly took Zoe's side and tried to make sure she didn't get dogpiled.
Lav did get dogpiled a few times, which I don't like, because that meant I had to stick up for Lav on more than one occasion, which I do
Except
like.
the issue, okay, there's only so far I'll go. If you're bringing up lies that have been disproven about like someone's sexual proclivities and they're in the stream, I'm not going to defend you even if you're getting dogpiled. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was thinking like further back, like when Erudite came in and they were having the discussion about whether Lav had lied before.
Oh, Nix, we dogpiled Destiny, not what's her name, and that's okay. That's literally Destiny's favorite shit. If I thought Destiny was upset about that or didn't like that, then I would have done something about that. I think he loves that.
Is it possible to dogpile Destiny? Has there been a case where everyone disagrees with them?
Yeah, I think he just enjoys it quite a bit. So anyway, back to this. We're gonna watch the intro.
Destiny actually likes being hated by everybody. Okay, oh guys, wait, let's watch the intro. Oh, I want to see this. Normal speed for this stuff, guys. Normal speed for this high tier editing.
Let's check it out.
Have to have more places for people to live. So she's within your league because there's going to be ideally mutual attraction. You're attracted to each other.
If anybody is triggered in this room, it is not me. Okay, so it's fine. You keep it.
Just hold on. I've explained it 3 times.
I'll explain it again. No, you. No, you. You. No, you.
Something very deep.
I feel like one of the big barriers in people understanding the other side sometimes is just a little bit of information or a little bit.
I like the intro, although
So
the issue
fucking
is all
bad.
that content is not from this podcast because they've only just started.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
something that
sure.
they can only fix by having more episodes, right? Like I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if they did a V2 of
How can anyone not realize how fucking terrible that intro is? Am I actually just brain broken? Am I just a hater? Or do I just hate them? It's fucking terrible. There's no vibe to it. There's like no vibe to it whatsoever. There's no cohesive vision to it. It's just clips of them around people that are more popular than them to make them look credible, I guess, and that's like the only common theme throughout the entire edit. Feels AI generated. It's sterile. I said this yesterday. So what I said, it was like coffee shop music or like lobby music, you know? It's just the most corporate, like soulless Muzak tune that just doesn't have any imprint or feeling to it. It's just sort of noises. Very bizarre, very uncanny. I mean, it's all uncanny. Not so erudite's a fucking skinwalker. She's a reptile. So
this intro.
Corporate training video.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when you already just started. Weren't you doing like an animation though, as like an intro, or is that something else?
No, it's a waiting screen kind of.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can we chill? Like we don't know what's happening. Can you guys?
Oh,
sure.
sorry, I thought that was a thing
We're
you
not-
definitely were doing. My bad.
I mean, it's definitely something you've talked about on the stream, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Wolfgan's not doing
Wait, I
anything.
have?
Wolfgan's like,
Wait,
I'm.
wait, did
pretty-
I have? I don't know what you mean.
Thank you, Smith, for the tier 1 membership. Thank you very much. Curious, that comes in just after I call Not So Erudite a reptile. Thank you very much.
Like a long time ago, whatever. Wolfgan's not doing anything, okay? I'm mind
Happy
wiping everyone.
hands.
Wolfgang didn't do anything. Okay, next
you
I
know
see your
what?
comment. I'll just take your word for it.
This set is giving very Comic Con vibes. I swear I've had a booth like this myself when I used to sell cosplay prints at Comic Con. I kind of like that. Although I don't. Why do they have like what looks like numbers written in Sharpie in front of them? What's the point of
Erudite
these?
moved to one of the most expensive cities in the world to do this podcast. How many episodes do we think this is lasting? Like, realistically. It doesn't get past 20. There's no way they do this more than 6 months.
Actually don't know what this is. Does anyone know what this is?
Maybe
The
to keep
Sharpie.
track of which mic is which for sound purposes.
Maybe? YouTube
That
chat
is
commands.
Very
So is this
odd.
supposed to be for like whose side you're on or something? It's a YouTube command.
That
Yeah,
gives their
Erudite is
social-
literally like out of like. Can you name? Try right now. Name an orbiter who would do a worse podcast with Destiny. Who would be a worse pick out of Destiny's orbiters to co-host a podcast with him? Can you name a single one that would make a more boring, more uninteresting podcast? Stardust? No, I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that. Wick isn't an orbiter. I think Stardust would be better because I would be watching every episode of the Destiny Stardust podcast. It would be my content. It would be weekly content for me. It would be a 4-hour video on my channel every single week, or 2 2-hour videos actually. It would be 2 2-hour videos every single week of me looking at the Destiny and Stardust podcast, and it would print money. It would print money. So no, not Stardust. Pisco, yeah, that's a good call. Lycan, yeah. Okay, Pisco and Lycan, yeah, would be worse. Again, Woo's another one that would print me money, so no, I disagree. That music chick. I'm trying not saying stupid. It's okay. Catnip is fucking amazing, dude. Fuck you. Fuck suicide. I was gonna make. I don't even want to make. I don't even want to reference the joke I was gonna make. The music trends a million times more interesting. I was gonna make another comment about something that the music trends is a million more times than erudite, but I don't want to get called Chaser again. Anyway.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's not terrible. That's kind of cool.
That's not a bad idea, but the way it looks on stream is very. Yeah. I did this 2 minutes before.
I hope that they have like a, I don't know, something a little cuter for another.
I really like Avatar. I really like the idea of all of the art on the wall, but they need to like remove the border off of the like.
You said yesterday that you can't not tell a joke when you know it's funny. Well, yeah, because but I have to stop some of them. Jokes about sex with trans people and jokes about sex with children. I have to stop myself from making. I just have to.
You need one of those. What are those things where you cut the edges of things with like a guillotine? You need like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can like mount the stuff properly on the thing, and it's a bit too much black. It's a lot of black.
Someone was saying,
"What's wrong with black?"
It's just not very cozy. It's just very
really
black.
Just something about it. I can't quite relax. I don't know.
It's not cozy, so you don't feel safe around it.
No, it's just a bit depressing.
Oh, okay, all right. Heard it here
It
first.
is depressing. I think Bug said this yesterday. It looks like the corner of like a high school rec room. Like you can imagine, like Jason was just talking about a ping pong table. You can imagine a ping pong table on the other side of this room, like a little like booth for selling snacks. Like you can see it. You can see it.
So one thing I heard suggested was to frame these photos, and that might
college
look
music room, sixth form room, yeah, sixth form like refec, cafeteria sort of area. Well, no, music room, yeah, theater room, AV club room, yeah. You know the vibe. You know the vibe. Something that was mentioned is they've got these partition boards against the wall, even though this is a place they've like rented, so they could actually like decorate the place. They've got these partition boards up against the wall. But when the shot moves, you'll notice they don't have enough partition boards to actually fill the shots that they've got set up. So you see some of the apartment off to the side. It's very funny.
Better instead of
framing would work.
Pushing them up with.
But you could also just mount them without necessarily it being framing. It would be a little bit easier. But they do.
Why is Destiny so close to the wall? Why is the table so big? It doesn't make sense why they would do this like forced perspective shot with Erudite in the foreground here as a woman who is taller than Destiny, and then put Destiny here in the back as like a little skinny man, because it exaggerates. The disparity is exaggerated. It's needlessly exaggerated by the shot setup here. It's like Erudite's like here with her son, is what this looks like. Like she's in business casual, and he's in his usual grey t-shirt, probably joggers underneath. Like it's literally like me and my son.
You need to remove like the white borders off some of the images and get rid of the pins.
Yeah, I think this could be like an interesting backdrop. I think if you did have the space filled, like there are a lot of bars that do that, right? I don't know if you guys have been to those bars.
Of just adding lots of art. I like the idea, not so much the execution, but it's okay.
That would be actually kind of an interesting.
It's a luxury gray.
To sort of make that a competition. I know Wolfgang's been interested in that kind of thing, where you could like make it a competition to get your art put up in like a big spot on bridges or something, like to do fan art.
Yeah, I've had different ideas, but that's like a whole separate conversation. We can go into.
You know, guys, we've been here about an hour now, guys. Okay, well, since I started the stream anyway, and there's 200 people here. Now I love having 200 people here, or 230 people, I should say. The 200 number, that comes in the moment when we point out the fact that there's 30 people who have liked the stream, which means there's about 200 people who are watching but have not taken the time to like the stream. So as much as I appreciate subs, donations, memberships, gifted memberships, and super chats, as much as I appreciate all of that, I understand not everyone can support me financially. So if you can just like the stream at least, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you.
But I'm necessarily not like a competition. I feel like there is a lot of room to showcase different art styles. Obviously, you'd have to pick like more of the quality stuff, and I'm not really shitting on anybody that's like not quite there yet. But if you, I feel like there's a benefit to doing what Adult Swim did, which is like pick a lot of different art styles to make your promo work.
Hello, everybody, and
what the fuck? Jesus Christ! I thought Tyler just got in here. And...
I was scrolling over something with my trackpad, and it throws out clicks randomly.
The lights are also bouncing really heavily off of some of the artwork.
Yeah,
you can see it. So
I noticed that.
Have it matte, you can print it onto like fabric, or you can put something over it to stop the reflection so bad.
Well, I don't even know that these are lights. This, and maybe I'm wrong, this looks like a window. You'd think they'd have the windows covered though, right? Maybe it is just a light. There's no way, they would have the windows blocked or something by the walls, right? It looks like a window though. That's what it looks like to me. It's like there's a window open and it's very bright out.
It could just be a softbox, would be a square like that too, so I don't know.
Like, dude, it's just so obvious. Why have you set it up in such a way there's going to be crazy glare on all these posters? You need, like, matte posters, like, framed, put up on the wall, fucking drop the natural light bullshit. Let's get some just studio lights. These might be studio lights, to be fair. Like, it could be, like, boxes. I don't know. But it just seems crazy. It seems crazy that this is what they came up with. I thought Destiny wasn't getting SM7Bs anyway. I thought he was against that shit. I thought he hated SM7Bs. Wasn't that like a whole thing on his stream? I swear I remember that like 6 months ago.
Giant light, no? Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's probably that light. So here's like a picture from them setting up.
Yeah, it's a big old light.
Yeah, big light, big light. Okay. Yeah, cool. Relly, what did you think of the overall vibe, the look?
I very much agree with the like Comic-Con like panel, whatever booth look.
It is. It's Artist Alley. It's Artist Alley. Oh no.
That's what it looks like to me. Which I mean, it has its own vibe, but I unironically feel like they need more stuff on that wall if they're going for that. It's like feels like a half-baked version of it, but. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like they could just make a Reddit thread right now. Hey, send us the best Destiny fan art you've seen.
Yeah.
And then they could just, basically get the highest quality versions they can of all of the pictures and just go and be like, go to Kinko's.
Yeah, dude, that's... what vibe are you going for in this podcast? Are you meant to be having politicians and academics and shit on this? Maybe leave out the Destiny Samurai fan art for the set. I'm going to be real. Maybe leave that shit out. Maybe leave that shit on the subreddit, actually. Maybe let's not do that.
Whatever you print at.
I think it would have been funny to have one of those, like the Jesse Lee Peterson, you are a beta, that fucking thing.
The
just like someone
picture?
There. Yeah, the picture. Would have been a nice
memes.
little thing. Yeah.
Print out some memes and put them on the wall, guys. Print out some memes and put them on the wall.
That I agree with the sentiment that Relly shared of, hey, if you're going for a, I don't know how to explain it, like Dick Masterson.
Because it didn't already look like a high school rec room enough, did it? Didn't already look like a high school rec room enough. Let's get some, what are they, advice animals? Let's get some lolcats on the walls. Let's get some demotivational posters.
Yeah. Right, like from what I remember, and I don't remember Dick and Vito's podcast very well, but from what I remember, there's shit plastered everywhere. Collectibles, minis, figures, stuff on a wall, whatever it is. Like it seems like it's there, like posters and art everywhere.
Yeah, that would be cute. Like a little shelves with like the little DGGL plushies on it and stuff.
Sure, if that's the vibe that they're going for, right?
And the mugs.
Yeah,
actually,
this is the PTA. This is the PTA. It's crazy. This is the teacher. And you
steal some of the merch.
It's a PTA, 100%.
But that's if that's the vibe that they're going for, right? If they want to go for something sleek, then they probably want to reduce the amount of posters on a screen, or make them very like framed, very evenly like spaced, a very placed.
Why would you go for a Dick Masterson vibe when you're trying to have like a professional podcast? And also, isn't Dick Masterson's set like literally like in his fucking garage, like with a bunch of blankets and shit thrown over the walls? Like, Dick says in his private studio, this is a cubicle in a warehouse with cam girls.
Like proper.
It's not though. It's in a studio apartment, isn't it?
Order, but it depends on what they're going for.
To be fair.
I kind of like cozy for podcasts. I like cozy. I'd rather lean into that than be another like boring, like sleek businessman vibe.
So, it does look like they also need to fill these in after the stream's over, because I assume I can't go. Yeah, I can't even chat. But yeah, the exclamation point, whatever, that needs to get filled in after the stream. Or I'm guessing they're also going to like edit this in some way and make like a fully produced episode as well, right?
Okay. Real Jim Ted now. Bye.
Oh, see ya. Oh, I didn't get a chance to read the super chat to him. Somebody said, Relly, Kelly, and Wolfgang, you guys carry the stream. Thank you for showing up. Wow. Kind of a dick move to pit me against my co-hosts here, but okay.
Oh, I
guess
didn't even
so.
catch that.
Oh, Wolfgang fucking sucks, bro. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. This guy sucks.
You know what?
Bro.
Let's go back to to this person's art.
Yes.
Somebody tell me why his art is bad.
Let's go back to his dog shit poster.
It stinks.
More about Wolfgang's dog shit poster that he made.
Yeah, the lights
awful
bouncing.
Poster. The dog shit poster he made. That you feel ashamed of.
I don't know if we have anybody who like really thought this was terrible though. I'm trying to think, because maybe we'll just do like a segment on this off the bat if we got people here who want to come and argue.
No, I don't think this is terrible. Like, I genuinely don't believe so. And I think that any criticism of it, like genuinely, like people being like, this is terrible, I'm assuming that you are probably just used to like podcasts that are like right off the bat fucking, I can't even imagine like a podcast that's right off the bat just like looking like this good, aside from maybe like even the Critical Role, which I don't know why I'm comparing it to Critical Role, because it's not really like a podcast, but like most productions done by like internet people that are kind of getting their first thing, just I personally think it looks a lot worse than this. Like, this is not bad. Genuinely.
Yeah?
Nah,
sure.
Like, Critical Role, half of them were cosplayers, bro. They would get set design like that.
I don't know.
I don't know about Critical Role.
Things, and I think the setup for the cameras is so mid.
Not only were like half.
The setup for the cameras is so mid. Dude, the setup... did you see... Let me look at the Critical Role. I've never actually watched this gay fucking D&D shit. It's like homosexual as it comes, in my personal opinion. But let's look at these camera setups. Okay? Why not?
On today's episode of All Work No Play. Now, that's where the thermostat is for the house. Yeah. You don't have like much in your...
But this looks so much better. This was... What's the deal? What's the deal with YouTube? What's going on with my YouTube? Why is it doing this? Please don't tell me this is how they're doing YouTube now. I'm going to lose it if this is how they start formatting the site. I'm going to have an aneurysm. Yeah, when was this? 5 years ago. 2018, this came out. It's so much better. Oh my god. Where is this shit? There we go.
Cosplayers, but they all did like web series where they had to do like props, set design, dealing with extras and costume. So like...
Okay.
Wait, no. Okay, let's pull this up.
Will react to that? What will their response be?
I mean, yeah, like this is the lighting's kind of weird. Like the colors, look at it, looks a bit washed out. But as far as like a setup for a multi-camera setup for a live stream where you're trying to get 8 people on screen, this is about as good as the framing's going to get. This is like they're trying to frame 3 people, 2 camera setup, and they can't fucking do it.
If you thought this shit was terrible, like including the content, you guys should come in for call-ins, okay?
Right.
True.
Has Destiny ever done anything like this?
Again, I'm just saying, if you guys have a huge problem with the podcast, you thought it was dog shit, join the waiting channel, and I'll drag you in. We'll have an argument about it, okay?
Like this, and again, they don't have to deal with like 12 people at a table or 8 people at a table or something. Completely like different kind of setup. I just don't watch a lot of podcasts. But from the little that I've seen of live productions on YouTube from content creators, I feel like this is definitely like on the upper side. Like the first few episodes of that QT Cinderella and what's her name, Maya Higa podcast, like
Critical Role also started in like fucking how long ago now?
I don't know.
Like
listen,
a example, okay?
Get off of Critical Role. We can go back to
yeah,
Bridges stuff, okay?
Fine.
He spun off on.
He chose that as a comparison, so that's.
Apparently, they knew ahead of time it was going to be pretty bad. What do you mean? Who knew what was going to be bad? I assume the what is Bridges. Who knew it was going to be bad?
I think Wolfgang has a point here. I just want to read this comment really quickly because apparently this guy got banned. Yeah, I hate being a hater, but it's really low quality. I really hope their setup they've been working on for so long is nice. I fear Bridges will flop. Edit, to be fair, Keeper Kick also started with some terrible art and still looks not very good and seems to be doing fine even though I don't like it, so what do I know? Okay. Permit for this comment, thickest skin online, by the way. I think the issue is if you're going to somebody trying to market a new thing, I get annoyed at this and I auto timeout for this, right? If I'm marketing like a piece of my content in a space I control and you come in and you're just like super negative, or if you tell me to shut up, or if you like are just like, no, I'm not gonna, you downvote it, whatever it is, it's like, hey, no. You can not comment, okay? Keep it to yourself. Just literally keep it to yourself.
Okay, but he doesn't understand. Destiny is the guy who's like, hey, you can criticize me. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. Nothing bothers me. Nothing bothers me. That's the point, right? That's the point of the edit here. Thickest skin online, by the way, 07. That's the point. That's the joke he's making, is that Destiny says that none of this stuff bothers him, but clearly it does. Because he rage bans over people ribbing his dog shit podcast. Like, and yet, look, say what you will about Kick or Keep. Okay, say what you will. But Erudite went for Q's job pretty hard. Erudite was like, I think you're taking advantage of Destiny. You're manipulating that. You're taking advantage of Destiny's goodwill. You're taking advantage of him. And I can't believe that you're not putting the effort in. Okay, you've had 6 months and 6 months like to a year to prepare this podcast, and all the money in the fucking world. And what have you come up with? What have you come up with? What were you doing all that time? Maybe if you spent less than that 6 months on Q's cock, desperately trying to take his bag, you would have had some time to prepare your shit podcast. Maybe you spent less time doing 100 interviews. People like fucking Old Man Laundry, literally just doxers you pull off of Twitter. Maybe you spent less time doing that and more time thinking about what the fuck your content's going to be. People would have watched your gay podcast. And it's just crazy for her to have gone so hard on that shit, to have been talking about, you're manipulating, you're taking advantage of Destiny. And it's like, dude, you've been like, have you been getting paid for the work you've been doing on this show this whole time? Have you been getting money for this? Because what have you got to show for it? What have you done with all that fucking time? Nothing. Nothing. Just hoeing around Miami, I guess. Crazy. It's absolutely insane. It's nuts, dude.
The criticism here, even though it's like worded, and I think the words chosen are not what you call it, like toxic, right? But I think
I fear Bridges will flop. That is what gets you banned here, 100%. That
of course.
Notion is 100% what gets you banned. And you can say it's like not a fair ban, but I would 100% ban somebody for doing this, right? Just if somebody comes into like, I was just saying, if somebody comes onto like my timeline, they come onto my Discord, and they're like, hey, I get that you're trying hard, but I think you're gonna fail at this. It's like, okay, see you later. I didn't need that comment. Thank you.
No, yeah, for sure. I definitely think that while this criticism doesn't have like I don't know what you call it, explosive language like holy fuck, this sucks major fucking donkey balls or some shit like that, or it's retarded, or holy fuck, big epic fail. I feel as if the criticism isn't necessarily valid either. For someone to necessarily say like, hey, the art isn't very good and the set isn't very good, therefore it'll flop, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, a very out of nowhere, because ultimately it comes down to content. And this person even mentioned Keep or Kick too, right? Like Keep or Kick would definitely, by the standards of like, what do you call it, like having like crazy art or like a lavish setup, it's definitely competent. I'd even go as far as to say that the setup for Keep or Kick is good, right? And it still thrives. So I don't know, I feel like it's criticism, dropping like criticism, prophetically saying it will flop. I don't know. Ooh. It's not the worst, but I definitely don't think
it's literally just that comment. I fear bridges will flop. It's like, you can say it's like not good quality or whatever. You can have criticisms, but I would say those aren't a good criticism of the first episode. This is probably almost entirely a criticism based on it taking so long to start, right? So people thought it was starting in November, and based on it taking whatever, like 4 months or 5 months from then, I can't remember precisely, but it's taking that long to start. People are like, oh, Erudite worked on this with all of her time for 5 months straight, and this was the output she had, which is not accurate. Like I don't even know 100% what she was working on, other than like some of the Progressive Victory stuff. But like this wasn't what she was doing, right? And most of the work she was doing, she was just like contacting people behind the scenes, trying to figure out their podcast guests and stuff. This set wasn't even, as far as I know, like starting to get set up until this week.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think that's where the criticism's coming from. Is people are like, Erudite spent 5 months.
Wait, but they've had that apartment since at least Destiny's birthday, because they had his party there. They gave him a surprise party there, so they've had that apartment for a while. It's not like she couldn't have been doing it. It's not like she was unable to do it. It's not like this couldn't happen. It's not like there was no thought that could have gone into it, no preparation, no purchasing of equipment, no setting things up, no measuring, no designing. It's not like you couldn't have done any of that. It's not like it was impossible.
Working on that set, and the set looks like that. That's where like a ton of that criticism is being driven from, even if people aren't saying that directly.
No,
and
that's
I'm just
not.
telling you. I'm telling everyone,
I mean, I guess
that's not the point. Maybe. No one thinks she was sitting there in the fucking room, fucking hammering away at these partition boards, trying to build this fucking set for 6 months. No one's saying that. No one thinks that. No one's saying that. It's not like she's had the job for that long. Oh man.
But do you think people would have been less mean if it looked like this 5 months ago? Would they just have been the same amount of
I think they would have been less mean. I think they would have been less mean if they were like, if they'd just come out and said, hey, we're going to try to get this going as fast as we can. We have, these people here. Boom, boom. We're getting our first episode out. I think people wouldn't have had the same criticisms. Okay,
it's a shame I hate Florida so much, because I really like set design. I could fix this in like 2 days. It would be. I could fix it in a day.
That's fine.
Like all these problems is so fixable, and I could just be like, I know what you need to do that, and change this and change that, and the light here, and.
They probably are, and they probably will be fixed. I wouldn't be surprised, genuinely. Like, everything that I'm hearing, and I haven't spoken to Kyla directly about this or anybody else, but everything that I'm hearing tangentially from people that have some kind of knowledge about this is exactly what Jessica said. Like, hey, this set hasn't started been working on, like, in, like, a little bit ago, and the people that have been working on, like, guests and stuff like that, which to me is way more important. But these things that you're mentioning, Kelly, I would bet money on the fact that they get absolutely fixed. I could be wrong, right? And I don't know if people want to play
the content was shit. This argument would work if you had, like, a banger first episode, and the only complaint people had was the set. This would work. Then you'd be able to say, well, but the content goes hard and we can fix the set. And but then you kind of own everyone. You'd kind of own everyone. It would kind of be hard to hate. Because, like, yeah, I mean, it was entertaining, right? But it wasn't. It was dog shit. And even the people that like Destiny and like Erudite are saying it was a boring, stunted conversation that felt forced as fuck. So I don't understand what this point is. Because it's just not true.
I don't got
I'm just saying I could do it very quickly, whereas it might be a lot harder for someone that's never had to do set design before.
Okay, so on to the next comment. Someone said this is better criticism, so let me just make sure I got this up on screen.
It is a skill, just saying. Set design is a skill.
I'm sorry, but this is the set that took like a year to set up. Ah, look, it's my exact thing. I'm sorry, but this is the set that took like a year to set up. Looks worse than even the shitty cloned Red Pill podcast. The posters in the back should not be glossy reflecting lighting. Some of them are even...
They have, but it kind of did take a year to set up. It's not wrong to say... Like, no one's suggesting that she's spent a whole year in that apartment, but it did take a year to set up. They've been talking about this set for so long. I've heard so many conversations on Destiny's stream. I haven't watched Destiny's stream in a while, but I heard so many conversations about this set on Destiny's stream, between Destiny and Dan, between Destiny and Erudite. I've had so much planning of this set. So much thought has gone into this set. And it looks so shit.
Moving like they aren't fully secured and there's a fan or something blowing on them. Why? The one between Destiny and Erudite. The table looks bad and cheap. It's semi-glossy and reflecting lighting and is also the same color as the background, so it just blends in into everything.
Horrible fucking podcast. They have so much experience on massive podcasts. Why would you ever risk a terrible kick off your podcast and cuck it? Yeah, exactly. Like, they've been on... Both these people have been on Fresh and Fit, on whatever. Like, you know, you can say what you will about whatever, and Brian being kind of like a boring spurg. But you know, Fresh and Fit, certainly their set. I mean, the old Fresh and Fit set. I don't know what I think. The new one's a bit more bland. But obviously, their old one with the fucking apartment was obviously, you know, pretty fucking impressive looking. Let's be real. And they are entertaining. They are entertaining. Like fucking what's his name, Walter or whatever the fuck his name is, Black Shrek. Like he's a boring, stupid cunt. But But Myron is pretty good. Myron carries the show, and he's the main talker.
In a bad way. Obvious Sharpie number signs will hopefully be replaced. If they even need them there, I get it for social commands, but do the 2 permanent hosts really need them? I would say with those, I don't think they need the Sharpie signs. I would do that in production. I would do that with OBS. I think that would look way better with OBS. Is just having like and you could like flash them in and out with OBS really easily, like as you do transitions. Anyway, not super important. Why is the smallest person the furthest away from the camera? Does the producer not understand perspective? Lighting way too consistently flat and dark. Nothing in the set pops. Looks insanely cramped and claustrophobic, like they're all crammed into a cubicle or something. A wider angle lens might help. Don't need to go full fisheye. So, I think
the Sharpie thing was totally Erudite's idea, reinventing the wheel. Yep, 100%. You can tell. You can tell. It's so dumb. It's such a stupid, bad idea. Fun. I explained this last night. I mean, I guess I'll run through it again. Making people work to get the socials is a terrible idea. It's literally terrible for all of the people involved. It's just bad. It's nothing but bad. Because if I'm a casual viewer, let's say I don't even have a YouTube account. So I do not even have a YouTube account. To chat, you have to sign in. So I have to make an account. Then I have to sign in. It's on subs only chat. So I have to subscribe. Then I have to go to the description, look for the number. Or well, the numbers are on screen. Okay, so to be fair, well, to figure out how to do it, if I was new, I would have to go to the description to find the instructions telling me to put it in the chat. Get the number, put it in the chat, then it links to social, then I get the social. How many people do you lose in that process? Every single click. This is something, Destiny knows this. I've heard Destiny say this exact thing. Every single keystroke, you lose like the majority of people. Every single time there's an extra keystroke, you lose like the majority of people you had, like most of them go. You just coal every time you add an extra step. It's just facts. That's just how the internet works. That's how advertising works. That's just how it is. So the idea that you would lock your cross-promotion behind work, behind effort, is totally insane. It's bafflingly stupid. It could only have been thought up by someone who got kicked in the head by a horse as a child. I can't. I feel like an asshole. I'm trying to stop doing jokes like that, but I just have to do it. I have to. I'm such a cunt. Oh, man. Again. Dude. I'm like so retarded. I'm retarded. Let's just carry on.
Banned for constructive criticism. Nice. No, I guarantee you, Destiny read the first line of this and insta-banned this person.
Yeah.
And you can complain about that. You can say like, oh, that's just ridiculous. He can't handle criticism. But that's not an accurate criticism. Okay, this is literally just not an accurate criticism. It's somebody making an assumption and then filtering all of their commentary through that assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also,
this one,
sorry, did you finish or?
I'm done. Yeah, sorry, we got more comments coming in.
Yeah, as to the person that said Kelly is just better at things than other people. I'm a cosplayer. I must have done like 50, 60 sets in my time for my costumes. Like, I got good at it from practice. It's not because I'm just good at things. I was shit at it when I started too. Do you want me to like link you all of the fucking sets that I've done? Jesus.
This is a topic that I genuinely have talked about quite a bit when it comes to this community specifically. But I feel like when it comes to anything that involves practical amount of skill, there's a similar sentiment to what you have explained, Justical, in the past, where someone does one thing wrong and then all of a sudden it's grounds to go all out. I understand what you were talking about was in context to debate specifically, especially when people are trying to prove like a fact right or wrong. But when it comes to critique from this community, I find if there's one aspect of the production that people think they have an understanding on and they absolutely make assumptions, usually it's ground for these people to go all out with definitive proof and to write essays on absolutely why they're thoroughly correct and this was done wrong, when in fact it was like an assumption that you made to begin with. To me, that's like a huge symptom of really shitty critique that happens very much from not just DGG. I feel like probably people in XQC's community do the same thing. It's just online criticism that happens very often. The moment you feel like you have an expertise on something, whether you're right or you're wrong, you're going to write your 50-page essay, and you're not going to help yourself but to write a snarky little remark like, this was the set that took 2 years to make. I just find it's absolutely baffling, but I just find that that's the reality that comes out of this community when it comes to...
What a crybaby bitch. What a crybaby fucking bitch. I can't believe people put snarky remarks in their criticism. What a fucking bitch, dude. Dude, Wolfgang is such a bitch. Oh, man.
The criticism.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next comment. Apparently, this was also permit. Forethought strongest.
Thank you for the $10, Spudgun.
Spudgun super chatted $10. $10 from Spudgun. Imagine banning people for giving honest feedback about your terrible podcast. Lamau, have fun when it flops.
Thank you, thank you.
Soldier getting taken out. Or sorry, Forethought's strongest solider getting taken out, apparently. I don't know, I was super hyped for it, but it ended up being really underwhelming. Or I ended up being underwhelmed. I was super hyped for it, but ended up being really underwhelmed. That's what he said. Okay. Sorry, sometimes I read like the end of a sentence and it suddenly like breaks my brain thinking of what they were saying, but I just misread there. From the guest to the studio setup to even the announcement poster, everything feels like cheap and unprepared. The studio looks so crammed. It's really dark, and the random pictures in the background, the Sharpie drawn 1, 2, and 3 pieces of paper for whatever reason. I didn't expect Joe Rogan type of professional studio.
It's not even that mean. It's not personal attacks at all. No, like especially this one. This guy got banned. He literally starts off with saying that he was hyped for it and that he just feels underwhelmed and disappointed. It's not like he's a hater. He's not coming in just to tear it apart. He wanted to watch it. This guy wanted to see the content. This guy was interested in the podcast. The premise was interesting. The Destiny Not So Like podcast. He's one of the 5 people who was like, wow, gee, that sounds really interesting. Gee, I can't wait to hear them talk to politicians and academics. Gee, oh, gee, gang.
Mr. Fred super chatted $9.99. $9.99 from Mr. Frex. I dislike hating on anyone, but seriously. She has been blessed with extreme patience and significant funding. People have had enough of her nonsense, just absolutely enough.
Thank you for the $10, Topher. Thank you very much.
His is really nice, but even like Theo Vaughn's studio clears bridges. Look at his studio, not particularly neat, but great lighting, and the decor is not random.
Oh yeah, we read this comment yesterday.
The name of the podcast is in the background. Bridges studio, dark walls, dark table, Sharpie drawn numbers, and seemingly random pictures and background pictures that are sticky to the wall. Even the Destiny's default screen, blue one top right next to his head in the pod, has an obvious glare over it, which on its own is not a big deal, but put together it makes the setup look cheap. The announcement poster was super underwhelming. Sorry to whatever artist made it. I'm reading the comment. The announcement poster was super underwhelming. Looked like a poor Photoshop job that Photoshop 101 student made in Adobe. I hope the podcast succeeds, but so far, not my thing. I don't want to devalue the work that Tiny and everyone put into it, but that's my perception as a viewer. I hope I won't get permit for this criticism, lol, just giving my honest thoughts. Edit, permaban, Lamau, good one, no constructive criticism is allowed. This one I do think is more constructive, has specific points, and probably shouldn't have been banned.
Also, to be
okay, so we finally got to one. Finally. We got to a criticism where J-Stock says, okay, maybe this guy shouldn't have been banned. Okay.
Specific, the poster was not done with Adobe Photoshop, okay? I probably should have, but okay.
What was it done with?
Illustrator, probably. I would imagine the artist who did this probably does Illustrator. Oh, no?
Okay. Yeah, who knows? Really.
I was just thinking out loud it could be Illustrator that they use. You never know. You just never know.
You never know.
Okay. So, apparently, was there one more? There was one more I got linked just now. Is it here? It's also
I feel like you should have been able to do better than that even in Illustrator. Warning to never keep J-Stalk as a close friend. He's the type to backstab you for a few bucks. Jesus. I mean, me and J-Stalk are internet friends, right? That's not a close friend. We're internet friends. We're e-friends. Okay, we're e-friends. Neither of us know a single detail about the other's personal lives, the way it should be.
We got banned. Is this the same? This is the one I got already. The shelter appropriate one. These losers watch podcasts. I mean, I'll probably listen to the podcast at some point. But yeah, it's like a policy wonk guy who's talking about policy. So for me, I wouldn't put that on stream or on my stream because my audience isn't going to like it. We're just taking a look at stuff. But anyway, I'm trying to see. I've told people to join if they have criticism. We'll let them filter in. We got some people. 80 sites. 80 sites. You got criticisms for the podcast? What's your issue? Hello, hello. You're in the channel. Your mic's not coming through if you're talking.
Despacito. L.
Hello, I'm 80 sites, and I think the podcast is really good. In fact, I have no issues with it.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Is this good?
Yeah, it's good.
Sure.
All right. Hey kids. Yeah. So yeah. So
female.
I watched the whole entire
female
thing.
Discord
The
user.
content in of itself was garbage.
True.
I am conservative. So I didn't really have a massive interest in the content. Now, in straight regards to the aesthetic, I think that.
Wait. Before you move on to aesthetic, could you just give like specific criticisms about what was garbage about the content?
Yeah, it touches none of my interests, and I just have zero interest in it. I watch for Steven. I don't watch for the guy in the Carly Rae.
Sure. Do you think Destiny didn't have enough speaking time then? Like, was he not a focus of the podcast?
Not at all. No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now you can move on to aesthetics.
Yep, aesthetic. I actually agree with Kelly. But my criticism stems.
Look at the chat. Get your chat boring.
I mentioned this in Gen Chat. My criticism stems from.
Why does everyone always sound so surprised when I say, "Oh, I actually agree with Kelly"? I'm gonna kill myself. Jesus.
Nobody sounded surprised. Nobody even made a sound.
Everyone sounds surprised when they say that. They're like, "You couldn't possibly agree with me." Jesus.
You know what, Kelly? It's because maybe 80% of the time that people disagree with you, they don't bring it up because they don't want to fight about it. Okay.
I mean, I'm being petty and going through all of my best sets I've ever put together for my cosplays, just to send logistical because
that would get you banned off the subreddit.
No, I've done actual cosplays. I won't get anyone banned.
Okay, people shouldn't. You're gonna be like, okay, guys, check out the sets that I've done. Honestly, here.
That's because they're trolling me. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, you're getting one guy. That's all right. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Not a problem, but Kelly is right, and I've actually disagreed with her on a lot, so I am surprised with myself. So she's gonna win.
She won't surprise. See.
Erudite is a streamer. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay, so how long about says she's been streaming?
Very often.
But... I don't know. You don't have to ask. Are you just gonna say she's boring or something?
No, I'm talking about the aesthetic, not her.
She is.
Okay. Sorry, the way you led into that, I was like, damn it.
Yeah, the point is that somebody that is a streamer that knows the basic concepts of their own personal setup did a pretty lousy job with, regardless of the amount of time that they were given. That's my critique. It looks like it was thrown together in less than 5 hours. Like they were on a rush job to get this done. And for someone with a streaming background and also a background, like you say, in canvassing and getting groups together and making sure they're set up and
doesn't
everything.
Have a background in any of those things, as far as I know.
So she's not a streamer. She doesn't have a background.
Sorry,
okay,
she's a streamer. I'm saying the canvassing and getting people together thing. I think she happened to do that for Ohio or for Ohio. I don't even think she got like most of the people together. She got like the streamers together.
And could I answer the next one? Okay, so for the streamer part, I'm gonna I want to meet fair criticism or at least tempered criticism with tempered criticism. So I'm gonna, if I sound like outraged or whatever, just
I didn't finish my point though.
Oh sure, finish your point, and then I would love to answer some of what you said.
I just feel that
I'm still
people
killing.
that carry a streamer background that have taken the time to set up their own design would have a rough idea of a design that they would want to see carried out on a larger scale. Because obviously her personal design is going to be smaller set because it's just her. But in a larger scale audience, you just expand on that. You know what I mean? And because this is focused more so on Steven, and the people that come on, like the black, for example, like it being all black, there's no hints of blue or anything. And we all know that's Steven's favorite color. You know, like the gnome stuff, there was just nothing. And the things that could be tied to the aesthetic of Steven and even Erudite were blinded by either the lighting or the windows, as was mentioned. It could have been, I don't know what it was, but it was hard to see.
It's a light.
Yeah. And I think that for those interested in the podcast in of itself, are going to enjoy it eventually because this is a good structure for them. So I have no like personal bitchiness about that. But in Wolfgang, you can go ahead here and counter me.
No. Sorry, I'm not gonna let Wolfgang go. Shut up, Wolfgang.
No,
I'm just gonna.
Because you're gonna say the same thing that I will, which like streamers, especially the successful ones, don't immediately correlate to being able to work well with the designs.
You let him go. You should have muted him here.
Forzen, look at XQC kind of maybe, but like not really. Train, look at fucking Beware the Puddle, like Ares the Puddle guy. Like being a streamer does not correlate with knowing how to handle sets well enough. Incredibly, Mr. Girl probably had one of the coolest fucking sets compared to most professional fucking streamers, and he's like a Who Megalol, right? Like the skills just aren't necessarily there because streaming ultimately is way more.
But Mr. Girl had been a filmmaker, right? He was like a hobbyist filmmaker for many years. That's the expertise there, and Erudite's been a streamer for years. You should pick up skills from trying these things, right? Do these people? This is something I see quite often. It feels like people just sort of, when they start streaming, they're just like, oh yeah, streaming's just like where you turn on the camera and you just like sit there. And you don't think, you just sort of talk and just say what's on your mind. They don't like try and develop any like skills around it or try and make anything better in any way. They're just totally content to sort of like just go live. It's very strange, or at least that's the way they're arguing right now. I don't know if Erudite's actually like that. Stardust is like that. Stardust is like that. Stardust is totally unable and unwilling to develop any skills. I know that. But that's what Wolfgang's arguing for here is, hey, you know, some streamers like Erudite just don't want to, or even don't have any will or ability to develop any skills or learn any new things. Have you considered that? Like, that's your defense. That's your defense. It's very weird. It's just a very strange argument to make. Let's be honest, you set up his Mars head and it's like a blanket and a table. It is a blanket and a table, you're correct. Well, it's a sheet. Technically, it's a black sheet, but that's fine.
About the content that you provide, like you do on streaming, your personality, rather than the set.
Also, Mr. Girl had incredible aesthetic taste before he ever started streaming. Like, obviously, from his videos, you can tell this dude knew a ton about framing shots, like framing film.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to see the exact same thing. Just like, well, that's why I had to fucking...
No, that wasn't at all. I was going to say, again, with this... I kind of took issue with the 5 hours comment, that it looks like it was thrown together in 5 hours. Like, obviously that's hyperbolic, right? Or do you actually think that 5 hours?
No, it's hyperbolic.
Okay. What if you had to...
Really? Is that hyperbolic? Like, how long does it take to print posters? That's like, guys, they probably got these printed professionally, it looks like. So they probably had to go somewhere to get these printed. Or maybe they ordered them. So that's like an hour. We'll call it an hour, because either you drove to the place to get it done, or you ordered them online. We'll call that an hour to get the posters. Then what? They're to get the boards. They're to get the petition boards. That's like another hour. So that's 2 hours. Setting it all up. Putting all the furniture in place, probably 2 hours, 3 hours. So we're about 5 hours there. I'm saying 5 to 10 hours. 5 to 10 hours. Between 5 and 10. Because then all the computer shit is going to take like 5 hours or something. That's like effort. That's like actual effort. Multi-camera setups and shit. Like, that's going to be AIDS, I guarantee. There's going to be a bunch of shit you got to plug in. I would be procrastinating that too, if I was Erudite. Not that she's the one doing that, obviously. Not that she would be the one doing that. But yeah, I don't see that it took more than a day to set this up.
Guess how long this took to set up? Just how long did you guess?
2 days.
2 days? Okay, I think that's probably close to what they spent. They might have spent a couple more days, but I think people just tend to underplay like how much work it takes to set up almost anything at all. This could not be done in 2 hours.
It's pretty close. It might be double though.
You couldn't print out all of these pictures in 2 hours.
Okay.
You literally couldn't just print out the pictures alone in 2 hours.
How long has the idea for this podcast been around?
A while, but do you think you can have an idea?
We make fun of the set on Kick or Keep. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's weird. Would you make fun of this? Would you make fun of that? It's like, depends what. Am I gonna just go? Oh, Destiny, your podcast set sucks. Like, no, I'm not going to bring it up out of nowhere. But I'm not going to. If there's a funny joke to make about the set, then you'll make the funny joke about the set. It's strange to go. You gonna bring up this topic? You bring up that topic? It's like, well, it depends what the questions are and where the conversation goes. I don't know. I can't tell you what's going to happen on Monday, on Saturday.
For something, and then other things can get in the way and delay that?
Delay it?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how good you are at time management, right?
Sure. What if Destiny comes to you and says, like, hey, there's some stuff going on with my canvassing, Erudite. Would you mind, helping with my canvassing and just putting the podcast in the back burner for like a month?
For a month, but the podcast has been in thought consideration for how long?
I think probably quite a bit longer than just 5 months.
So enough time to have
a rough... to do it with Farah.
So enough of a rough...
Sure.
So enough of a...
I agree with you, like, it has been thought about for a long time, but obviously building the set, you need to see the room, do you not?
To see the room for what? Sorry.
To build a set, don't you need to see the room?
To see what we're looking at now, which is black walls?
No, to see the room that you're going to be building it in. Because I would imagine most people, when they go to get a studio, they're just going to use the room they're in. And then they decided to use this apartment for whatever reason.
Real Smith super chatted $10. $10 from Real Smith. Please use this money to put cringe posters behind you on Kick or Keep.
Oh dear. You're making a fucking terrible suggestion to me there, Smith. Oh my god.
And they realized they had to use walls. I'm just saying, if you don't know the layout of the room, how are you going to know how you're going to set up your studio?
That goes back to what I had previously inquired regarding how long has this been in the works, and this will also bring up the question of, okay, if this has been in the works for a while, then why hasn't there been drafts made? And this is purely to the aesthetic, mind you.
Well, listen, I'm willing to bet there are drafts made of like how this was supposed to look. I'm guessing they had a bunch of stuff set up. My understanding before this, and I don't know for sure, maybe somebody else could message me and tell me, but my understanding before this was that they were actually going to do this in a different place and not necessarily this spare apartment they had.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Jessica, I'm curious because you mentioned this and you didn't expand on it, and you are bringing in colors to discuss it. So I think we should have some context. You mentioned that you're oddly defensive or slightly defensive about it. In what ways and why?
Just don't pull a lab and you'll be good. Yeah, I wasn't planning on giving explicit details about a sexual encounter I had with Destiny. Actually, that wasn't on the cards. I wasn't planning on giving an highly descriptive detail about the shape, color, function of Destiny's penis. That wasn't my plan, actually. I wasn't on the cards.
Defensive about this? Why was it? Oh, because I think, given the amount of time they had to prepare, this probably isn't as good as I would expect it to look. But I think the worst thing they could have possibly done was delay this episode to make it look better.
Wait, what is this? Wait, bro, what is this shit?
Making wrinkles and all that stuff. It's not hard.
Oh no.
I want to get out of the shower, put deodorant on, and fuck off.
My little ADHD brain is just so bad with routine stuff. I'm supposed to actually pick up some Vyvanse today and see how that changes my life.
Did you get it filled?
I have to call to make sure it's filled, but I assume so. But there's like a shortage, right?
Well, there is, which is why I haven't got back on my Adderall.
Yeah, well, Adderall has been impossible to find. It fucking drives me crazy.
If I wanted,
dude, I hate this YouTube layout.
I could have got the prescription filled in Maryland.
I know up north they fucking have it, right? It's just down here, like somehow the supply chain from.
Well, they had the same issue.
Yeah,
it's creepy that they all take meth. Dude, whoa, come on. Does it not just make sense? Doesn't that make sense? Don't ADHD people like magnetic, aren't they? They're sort of like magnetic. They just sort of they exist in the world, but gradually they just sort of get drawn towards each other. So it makes total sense that when the role model leader, most popular guy in the group, starts taking Adderall, it makes total sense that all the other people around him were all ADHD the whole time, because that's why they were there, because they were just sort of like magnetically drawn into the same space. So now they're all taking Adderall because they were all ADHD the whole time. They were all ADHD the whole time. Isn't that crazy?
Just get the content out and you make it, and then you figure out from feedback what you have to change. I think the biggest issue I had with how long this podcast took to start was that I didn't see a first episode. I had no idea the vibe. I had no idea of the studio or anything they were doing. You just need to get the first episode out. Now they have the first episode out. Now they can fix whatever they need to. I'm saying that, like, given, we went 3 or 4 months without the podcast, I think this is the best first step they could have taken, was just building this as fast as they could over 3 days. It looks like 2 or 3 days. And then just being like, okay, we have to go. We just have to shoot it now. Like, I don't care that it looks bad. I don't care about literally anything.
PLS also use this money for cringe posters.
I was worried for a moment there. Thank you for the 1337 Omnipuna. Thank you.
Just
so you've been chomping at the bit for them to get this pushed out, basically. So you'll take what essentially.
I'm saying that you don't need to. It doesn't have to look good to start. I don't even. They could have done it remotely for all I care. It doesn't have to look good at all. It just needs to go.
I'm saying. So I'm asking you. So your point here, your reason for being defensive of it is just that you were just really eager to see product, and then like them just getting it out, getting it set up, and everything like that, and that's the reason why you're taking this the way that you are, right?
A little bit. Viso in Kick Chat says a delayed game is eventually good, and but a rush game is bad forever. Viso, that is the most retarded sentiment I've ever heard in my entire life. That might be true for video games because there's no profit in making it better over time. But for
he's got to be trolling quoting that shit. He has got to be trolling quoting that shit. There's no way.
Podcast, that is absolutely true. You need to actually get content out. You need to get content out. That is the number one thing you need to do.
even in video games, that's starting to not entirely be true. Like the quote is beautiful and the sentiment is honorable to release like a fully finished product in games like at a certain time. But like, and I'm not saying this is the case, but even things that are like continuous, like a live service, and a podcast will keep upgrading with every episode, and a video game that's a live service will keep upgrading it with every episode. Look at No Man's Sky. Everyone will bring up like the biggest fucking return story, and it's not like this first episode is a failure, but it can only go up from here, right? Like especially if they're getting feedback, which they are. Like people are actively giving very intense feedback. And
yo, thank you for the 5 gifted Sliggins. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Or even Cyberpunk, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, you know how
or Final Fantasy 14, obviously.
Yeah.
One of the most spectacular failures of all time. Now the like most played MMO, no? Is it not up there with World of Warcraft as like the most played MMO now?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, this is also like first impressions, and I mean, it's logical. Obviously, it's going to get better from here. But first impressions wise, it's a little bit weak. That is my input. Doesn't mean the show's bad. It's just this has been my take. And so yeah, thanks for letting me on.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
All right, take care.
See you too. Okay, Viso's coming in now. Viso, how's it going?
Well,
that was a really, really dumb comment, by the way.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry, I had the stream up, so I was like responding to you in a delayed way.
Oh, no worries.
Kind of dumb. Yeah, I get it. I copied the wrong quote, so I've got that quote saved, and then I was going to
JStalk's not botted. It's JStalk's not botted. It's DGG embeds. It's because people watch it on DGG. That's why his chat moves slowly.
It was like, what is it? A delayed game's eventually good, but Cyberpunk is on some BS right now, or whatever. When people were talking about how long it was taking for Cyberpunk to come out. So I guess do you think
also his kick chat moves like pretty quick because he's got hundreds of views.
The criticisms people are putting out that like they shouldn't put out because it's just like the first episode? Because it seemed like you were saying that, but I didn't. I guess grab like the quote. It seemed like you were like
very large like discrepancy. True, guys. I love having 250 viewers. The issue with having 250 viewers is that we've only got 90 likes, which means there's about 160 people or so that at least because some of the people that liked have probably left by now that haven't liked the stream. So while I appreciate donos, memberships, gifted memberships, and super chats, which are all amazing, which are all great. Financial support is great. That's the best, in fact. The minimum you can do really is leave a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Actually, that's a good thing to add. That's probably a good one to add. Thank you.
I think anybody who saw this first episode and said this is going to fail is a retard.
Okay.
If you just have criticisms in a vacuum of like the aesthetic look or of something they're doing with the cameras or of like the sharpied up what do you call it, like the exclamation point 1, 2, 3 that they had.
Point
that's your criticism, and like, hey, that looks bad.
On the
then that's
table
valid.
and
Go ahead.
social
that's I'm just saying anybody who thinks this podcast is going to fail because they had like a not great looking first aesthetic or something, those people are stupid.
Yeah, okay. Then I definitely misheard you then. I guess that's why I wanted to start off by asking that question. Because I thought you were like, people are just crapping all over this. And I'm like, well, there's got to be some good criticism in there, right? Like, because
there is lots of good criticism, sure. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, I also would argue with anybody who thinks they should have delayed this one more day.
I mean, I think that they maybe should have delayed it, but maybe it's just because, like, I was like, oh, man, they're going to get it out eventually. Like, I didn't, and then the launch was just, I mean, I don't know if I guess you heard that they tried to launch, they couldn't, and then Erudite put out a tweet that I think made people go off the deep end, which was, I think she tweeted out something and it was like, we're trying to go live, we can't. And then she added at the end, like, unless you know everything that we've tried, don't like tweet at us for like solutions to get it fixed, which I think is fine. It's funny, it's snarky, but like, I mean, if you know DGG, like, no way that like snarky comment's gonna fly, right? Like,
I know people in DGG are retarded, so sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm like, the people took that and then blew it up, which I think is kind of dumb.
Yeah. So hold on, I have something up on screen here I just want to address. So this is Erudite working on this a month ago or a month and a half ago or something, January 18th. The issue here is they clearly ran into issues with this.
What the fuck is going on here? This is a month ago. A month and a half ago. What is all this shit? What is going on?
Studio and needed the walls to compensate, right? Something about lighting. They couldn't get the lighting right. Like, as far as I know, they were in a holding pattern for like a month, waiting on those walls to come in.
What?
So clearly they tried to use this room. There was probably some issue with the way lighting was coming in through the windows and they couldn't quite get it blocked out or something along those lines. Or light was bouncing off the walls in a way that was like untenable. This is the studio, yes. This is the studio apartment. And then because of that, they had to like stop and wait for the walls or whatever.
Sorry. Am I crazy? Or would literally any issue with light coming in through windows not be solved by like just going to any DIY or home like store, getting like a board of plywood, cutting it to the shape of the window and just placing it at the window? Would that not solve any issues of natural light obstructing your ability to properly light? You could buy blackout curtains, but maybe they would need curtain rails. Maybe they can't put curtain rails up there. Maybe there's reasons for that. I'm saying literally any There is no circumstance where that would not work. I cannot imagine. It's like I just don't know what could have possibly led to this delay. Like, I would love to hear. I feel like they should do an extra stream. I feel like a good way to solve all this would be if Erudite did an extra little stream on the Bridges channel in the studio, and she just spoke about the process for how she set it up. You know, what sort of work was going on, what issues they ran into. I'd be interested to hear it. I would be interested to hear it. I would find that interesting. You know, as something of a streamer myself, I would be interested to learn from someone much more experienced and successful than I about how to set up a good studio. So I would be interested to watch that stream. That would be a good piece of content. Probably better than their first episode, frankly. So if Erudite could get on that, I would love that. I would be really appreciative of that.
Oh, I could fix this in like a day. It's frustrating. It's nothing that bad, but the thing is, if you don't know the reasons why there's problems with it, it takes so much longer to learn it. I don't know how to explain this. It's just like learning anything. Like, it's not so much the time that is put in. It's that if you have the skill and the eye to know what you're looking for in the first place, everything will take less time, won't it?
It's refreshing. I watched any of the test lives. Nope.
It's like the difference between trying to code a website when you don't know any languages at all and when you already know how to do it.
Please don't sell out like JStalk. What do you mean sell out? JStalk hasn't sold out. He's a DGG. Yes, he bums Destiny. He's going to cope for Destiny. Yes. Yes, obviously. Yes, that's going to happen. It's not selling out. It's who he is.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think Wolfgang said it. If you go back and watch season 1, episode 1, Critical Role, it's shot on like 2 mobile phones, and all of their like tabletop stuff is literally white pieces of paper that Matthew Mercer drew on. Yep. Like, it's not the production that it is now. I think that they like barely had an intro. I think they maybe had a still.
To questions about Destiny's, is Destiny's biggest female glazer? Who is Destiny's biggest male glazers?
That was a doobie dono, but he managed to hold it together for this one. What have we got here? So questions about Destiny's glazers. Who is Destiny's biggest female glazer? Who is Destiny's biggest male glazer? Biggest female glazer? Either... it's got what? It's Erudite and Lycan. It's Erudite and Lycan, isn't it?
Screen when they went on break, it was not great. So obviously, like as time goes on, I think it's going to get better. Like obviously, like I guess another piece of criticism: the guest's mic was way too quiet, and I don't know if that's because he was like too far away from it, or if it was actually like just too quiet. But it's just there was like I think it was like a lot of small things that added up, or maybe just Erudite was loud. But I just remember I would turn the volume up when he would talk, and then she would speak, and I'd be like, oh my gosh. It could also just be my headphones, but.
Could be a number of things. I'm guessing Erudite and Destiny are both extremely like proficient at going to podcasts that are using Shure SM7Bs and then speaking directly into them because they get asked to do it 1,000 times, right? And this guy's probably just like he's probably doing the normal thing. You kind of like move your head around, you like talk a little bit, and you talk towards it. And like I've seen 1,000 people who aren't used to being on podcasts doing that precisely.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
I think there's a lot of probably good small critique out there, but
yeah,
I think that
I maybe was like. I guess I was doing a little bit of, like the anti-jerk, like this criticism is invalid or whatever. I think you pulled up one of the criticisms I sent you, and I was like, this isn't that bad. And then I guess I just completely missed over I hope it doesn't flop. And I was like, ooh, that's not good. Like, I just totally missed that comment. So,
yeah.
I also think it's going to be
I gotta thank you for coming in. I just gotta end this one and start moving more people in, but I also have to address
Yeah, the issue is that they're just too good at this. So they do it naturally. That guest just should have picked up on it. It's not their fault for not correcting it or anything. No way.
This Erudite tweet.
I was going to say, it's really hard for Erudite to be doing everything on her own because she can only be in one place at once. So she's trying to observe how things look, and nobody else has a very good eye either. It's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, there's 1,000 things that it could be, and I legitimately have no idea. Anyway, Erudite tweeted out pretty much.
Poor Erudite, just so overworked. Poor Erudite, only 6 months to put this set together. Poor Erudite. Oh, poor Kyra. Poor Kyra.
That's the only thing you can tweet out. You can't really fight the criticism, right? So, holy fuck, I'm staying in Miami, I guess, and gonna have to do a whole work over. I don't know. I'm staying in Miami, I guess. Oh, she's staying because she lives like an hour and a half away or something. Else, yeah. Staying in Miami, I guess, gonna have to do a whole work over. Thank you to everyone who's been kind regardless. We'll be working on fixing up everything bottom to top. All I can control is myself and my reaction to life. Yeah, basically.
Wait, is that... This is yesterday. So is this in response to the hate? So wait, she's completely redoing the whole thing. So they've been coping this whole time about, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna redo everything. this whole podcast sucks, and I realize it sucks, and I've got to redo everything and totally burn it all down. Okay, cool.
Bottom to top, all I can control is myself and my reaction to life. Yeah, basically. It's a good post. I feel like if I were her, I would probably post something similar, and then privately, and I'm saying if I were her, no, I don't think this is how she'd react necessarily. What the hell? Weird. I would be like seething about some of the criticism because it would actually frustrate me seeing people just like teeing off as hard as they can. But
yeah, absolutely.
Luckily for her, I'm not her. What is this now? Dude, Windows is so gross with how it automatically tries to move my windows for me. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna actually lose it. It's like it's messing everything up. I don't know why.
Unfortunately, it's the nature of the internet, and the weird part is that genuinely,
dude, people like this Wolfgang guy is such a crybaby bitch. If the internet's so fucking bad, stop using it, Ninja. Like, it's that simple. It really is. I hate people. It's just the problem with the internet. It's like the criticism is just no good faith, and people just don't know how to give criticism without being smarky. Try to tear you down. Like, get off then. Stop using it. Some of us like that. Stop crying.
I wouldn't be surprised if in their minds a lot of the people that make in the comments like, dude, this will surely flop. Can't see this going farther than episode 1 or something. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if those people in the bottom of their hearts thought that was like fair criticism, and they're just like stating as a matter of fact, and they aren't trying to hurt like anyone's feelings and stuff like that. But again, I've always been of the mind that no matter who you are, there is a certain skill when it comes to critiquing people, especially if you want them to learn from the feedback. Constructive criticism, I should say. If you're just going to talk.
Listen, they're leaving Reddit comments. They don't necessarily want them to learn from the feedback. Why would they give a fuck? They're just leaving a comment. They're voicing their opinion. The purpose of those of Reddit comments is not to help you fix yourself or anything like that. You should be very... It's so autistic. It's so autistic. Yeah. The words on the screen do not want to help you, Wolfgang. The words on the screen are there because someone enjoys voicing their opinion on the internet, and they just want you to write a comment that put their thoughts into words. And it's not necessarily to hurt you. It's also not to help you. It's just because someone enjoys fucking doing that, Wolfgang. So no, they're not going to taper everything to make sure that you get the most value out of it so that you can improve your work. What a fucking retarded thing to think. No, other people not going to baby you, you fucking sped.
Talk shit, I think you should just be open about that. Or maybe do it somewhere else, but like clarify it. I feel like people try to ride the line of saying things like, oh man, you know, this is kind of bound to fail, or it's not going to go well, or this is what we got after like a year, and still want to ride that line of like, oh, but I gave like a lot of good compliments on the side. Like I feel like it's a little bit out of touch. And you should probably just be more honest.
It's not out of touch. And they don't have to be honest. They're having fun by voicing their opinion and the way they want to voice it. If the way they want to voice it is by gaslighting you about how fucking willing to help you they are, then they should do that. That's fucking based as far as I'm concerned. If they're concerned trolling the fuck out of you and getting you this mad about it, that you're like, you know, saying, oh, I really don't like when people give this sort of criticism, then yeah. Then yeah, do it. That's fucking epic. That's so cool. It's cool that it's stuck in your head. It's cool that them saying that's stuck in your head this much. To be fair, Smith's in chat. He complained about this, and his streams about his Mr. Girl letter is people concerned trolling on Reddit. But it's like, yeah, people are like this on the internet because that's the fun of being on the internet. There is quite literally, you are pissing in the wind trying to change it in any way, and you just make yourself look like you're crying. That's just the fucking reality. Because that's what people come online for.
Or maybe you should kind of, I don't know. Maybe you run it by somebody else. If you have a snarky comment that you feel like you need to do, run it by like a friend who probably knows more about critiquing than you do. And just say like, hey,
no, hold on. I don't, yeah, okay. If people want to be productive, I don't care if people want to talk shit. If you want to talk shit, you do that and get your Reddit account banned. That's totally fine. I'm not telling people they can't talk shit. I'm just saying a bunch of people are like, oh, stuff's getting banned for no reason. And I'm like, well, usually when that happens, there's a very clear and obvious reason to me. Hold on.
Yeah.
Why is Erudite in front and the biggest and Destiny's in the back and the smallest and the worst photoshopped? I don't know what that means. Maybe this comes as a surprise, but people are not tuning in for either Erudite or whoever this guy is. Put Destiny at the fucking front. Are you showing me this because this guy got banned or something? Was I being a bitch on this Reddit comment on the poster? I mean, not really. I think this is like a fine comment.
Being autistic about this. When someone says someone got banned for no reason, they're saying they got banned for no reason past just saying something that seems to have slightly emotionally bothered to Destiny. That's what they said. They're asking for a more substantive reason than that. But then Jay still pulls up his comments and he's like, oh yeah, well I can see which part caused Destiny's emotions to be bothered. It's like, yeah, no shit. We know that he's upset that someone's being mean about his show. We get that, but they're asking for a more substantive reason. That's the point that's being made.
But if you're posting just about any criticism right now on the subreddit, you're probably gonna get banned. Okay, when people are like, oh, I got banned for no reason, 95% of the time I'm just like, I bet you did get banned for a reason. I bet you absolutely got banned for a reason. So
well,
yeah,
yes.
I just find it funny. Anyway, this is apparently.
I agree with I agree with that statement broadly. Like when someone says they're banned for no reason, yeah, 95% of the time that's fucking bullshit. But the way he's using that statement here does not apply. It does not apply to the conversation that's being had.
The Erudite working on the podcast like a month and a half ago. Which this is the room. This is like the other place in that studio or whatever.
Erudite just needs a friend that doesn't have a stupid eye. I don't know how else to put it. Someone with a good eye for this. Or she's just going to struggle because she only has one set of eyes.
I would also say that probably from January 18th until February 14th or whenever canvassing was, 10th to 14th, Erudite was probably pretty preoccupied with canvassing, I would imagine. Considering she was like leading a bunch of the presentations with the streamers and stuff at the actual canvassing event.
He's sweeping it. He's sweeping a little bit, I guess. The thing is, but I don't think I know. In effect, he's sweeping. I don't think he's intending to sweep. I don't think he's looking to sweep because he doesn't like Erudite. He hates Erudite. I'm pretty sure him and Erudite both hate each other. So I don't think he's like consciously sweeping. It's just like kind of denial about how shit it is. Because the thing is that he's got friends that are involved in it, right? Wolfgang's involved in it. He's friendly with Destiny. So it's not like it's not intentional sweeping. It's not like how you guys are acting like it is. You guys are just spurging a little bit. But I understand why, because it is exceptional. It does look very delusional.
Anyway.
Well, unconscious sweeping is just like delusion, right?
Call-ins. Let's see here. I wasn't paying attention to the order.
Unlike Erudite, Lycan has had some disagreements with
I can tell you that
Destiny
Yellow Strider's been
regarding
there a while.
Israel and Palestine. Still, he's one of the biggest recall when Erudite has ever disagreed with Destiny. She even called him a good person on JSTLK's stream once.
Thank you, Doobie, for the 420. Thank you very much.
Has been there for quite a bit of time.
Yellow Swag 42069. What's your criticism here?
I am fully anti-jerk. These criticisms are fucking stupid. And do you want me to tell you why that is?
Wait, you're saying all the criticisms are stupid?
Yes, they are all
go ahead.
Fucking retarded. Well, let me send you a message real quick and tell me.
No, don't send me a message. Speak.
No. Click on this.
Don't send me a message. Just speak.
What's the show? What does it show when you first pop up this URL I sent you?
Why can't people just speak?
BlockedInReported.org.
It's the Blocked In Reported podcast.
What does it say when you hit that landing page?
With Katie Herzog and Jesse Single.
Over 46,000 subscribers.
Okay.
This is an audio-only podcast. There is no set. There is no lighting. Who gives a fuck what it looks like? What is important?
Oh my god, what a fucking retard, dude. There are literally different markets. It's not totally different markets, but they are. It's like a Venn diagram, right? There's like audio only podcasts on one side, and video and audio podcasts on the other side, right? And like most of the circles are overlapping, but there is area on the edge, and those people who care about visuals are going to care about the set. And sometimes people will go exactly said. If you can see it, you can judge it. That's the thing, is that you don't even think to evaluate something like, is there a set or isn't there a set? Because you're never presented with the idea of a set by Blocked and Reported. When you go to Bridges, you are presented with a set. There is something now for you to judge. And if you judge that poorly, it can put you off. Like, this is like the most obvious, like, why do you think companies would invest? Do you think all these podcast people invest all this money in this shit for no reason? Do you think Joe Rogan spent all that money on a fucking studio for no reason? Do you think these people who know this shit way better than you do all this stuff for literally just no reason? Do you think that? They just spend money for no reason. They're just dumping it for no reason, just to kind of like feel good. All these highly successful people. You think you know better because, oh, well, this one podcast is audio only. They don't even have a set. Idiot.
Is the conversations and the guests.
Oh, sure.
Who gives a fuck what it looks like? It can be improved. It should be improved because it doesn't look great. But like, who gives a fuck what it looks like?
Yeah.
The conversations and the guests are what's important. And like
the conversation was
who are,
terrible.
Like, talking about. I mean, obviously, make it look better. That would be great. I mean, that'll help you. But the topics and the guests and the conversations are what's important. And these people who are like spurging out over lighting in the set are just like looking for stuff to be mad about. So that's
and the audio was terrible too.
I feel like most people, but I think I'm gonna. If I leak something too bad, just Nicole will move me out or speak to me after stream. So we'll see. But I think as far as a month back, and I truly mean like maybe like a month back, maybe 3 weeks ago, just Nicole said the exact like he's been beating this exact drum that the content is more important than the actual studio or set or whatever it is. I feel like that sentiment is probably fair, especially considering that I don't know about you guys, but Iced Coffee Podcast or whatever podcast, whenever Destiny's any of those, I don't know how you guys consume it, but I know that me and my friends all throw it in the background while we're playing a game, while we're doing work, while we're cooking food, while we're eating food, while we're going outside. I wonder, and I'm not saying I know that for a fact, but I wonder how many people are actually like actively watching the podcast. It adds to the overall quality. Eugene, I hate. Ooh, you make me mad. Why do you type in all caps when nobody's disagreeing with you? Of course, it adds to the overall quality, but the argument is that it's not core to the experience. Do you think anybody's disagreeing with you on that? Nobody here's gonna sit here and
I'm glad that you guys are like just getting one guide, but you really don't have to get one guide that hard. Okay, you got a lot of content to get to, so I'm trying to move people in and out. We're spending a lot of time on stuff we agree on. Eugene is a what would you call him?
He's a warrior. Okay? No, he's a warrior. He's brave. He's brave. He's a warrior.
Yeah, but I think they've got like room for improvement on the set and the lighting. They did have a camera angle set up, which was good. The audio, I didn't have any problems with. I didn't even look at the screen. I was like listening to shit with it playing on my phone. So, you know, I think that's kind of how people listen to podcasts. And I'm excited to see the other episodes with the other guests they announced. So I'm pumped.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
Bye.
All right. Jesus. Okay. Now, what else do we have here? We have Cherry, we were talking about the Bridges aesthetic, the look, and basically like people's criticisms of the podcast. I don't know if you've been watching so far.
Oh, no, I haven't. Just jumped in now.
Okay. Yeah, there's basically a lot of. I know the waiting room is full. Okay, we're gonna have to knock this down to like 2 minutes per person or something, or 5 minutes per person or something. I'll pull Vathris, and then I'm just gonna go in whatever order I feel like. Okay. Vathris, how's it going? What are your thoughts on Bridges? Hello.
Very good. All right. Some feedback. Number one, I want to start with the wins. The fact that they actually did it was incredible. I love the fact that even though they had technical difficulties, they still put something out. And I think Kelly made a really good point.
You know, the fact that Aerolite got something out at all is really a fucking miracle. Great. Amazing. Thank you. That you have
to have an eye for this. And I'm sure the Erudite has a wonderful eye for all sorts of things, but it's something that you learn. So some positive feedback there. One of the biggest things, though, is I think they're running a 300D for their lighting, for their key light, or a 120D. It's an aperture light.
Okay.
It's a really strong light, and that's why everything was washed out. They need to flag it with like a 4x4 floppy or some flags, because they could take that exact set and just craft the light a little bit better, and it would completely change the mood. And I think that would help a lot. Again, this is stuff they're going to grow on, but I think it's completely good. I think that if you watched going to one of their first videos, one of their test videos, they were experimenting with some camera angles, and they had some really good stuff, like some over the shoulder stuff. I would encourage them to explore that more. There was one shot where they did over someone's shoulder, and the guest speaker was there. They had someone sitting in for them. Beautiful. Loved it. Had a lot of personality. I think they could do that well. And I think they need to, if that space is as big as that picture is that you showed them, man, they need to just push that table like a good 4 to 6 feet out and give them some depth, but also help with the key light. And then I think they should be running Blackmagics with Sigma lenses. And if that's the case, then they need to throw a LED on there, and then that'll really increase the quality of it. But overall, though, like they did it. It was good. And I think they work on the technicals, which they're going to do it better. They'll do great. This is coming
it was good. It was good. Okay, what did you like about it? Tell us what you liked about it. What did you enjoy about the podcast? What was your favorite part of the conversation? Tell us that.
That's all great. I know nothing about what you just said, but I'm going to assume it's all correct, okay? I just have to ask you why you know so much about production, and your mic sounds more dog shit than anybody's been on so far.
That's because I'm on a phone, and I'm actually walking outside, so I don't disturb everybody else around.
Yes. Okay, so I just had to ask because everybody else asked, okay? Thank you for calling in.
You got to take care of me.
All right, have a good one. See ya.
Okay.
Placido, hit us with your commentary on the Bridges podcast, okay?
Hello?
Hello.
Why do I know this guy's username from? I know this Placido guy from somewhere. I've seen this fella typing.
I just...
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
I'm not really a big fan of the fan art, just spread everywhere.
Okay.
That, and then also the table, or how it, like I hope they don't go through that table in the future, just the way it's like sets people up.
Yeah, the Destiny as a samurai fan art is fucking embarrassing when you're bringing on like politicians and academics. I just cannot get into the mindset of someone who thought it was a good idea.
Wolfgang said earlier, like how many podcasts start off with good production. I feel like Crystal and Kyle, Alex Polinsky's podcast with her like 3 years ago, it came out pretty good production. It looked pretty good other than like the video quality. aside from that, I mean, just like anybody.
Yeah, Bossito must have been spicy. Yeah, that must be it.
It'll get better over time. And someone brought up a comment earlier that's actually true. If it was Dan or Mr. Mooten, like a lot of the criticisms would just be like, we'll end with like, but it's going to be better, all right, and not just like start off with snarky and then criticism. That's about it.
I mean, you can say that, but I feel like
yeah, it would have ended like that with Dan because Dan's entertaining, because Dan's funny, Dan's content. People would have had some faith in it because I've seen Dan be funny and provide entertainment. No one's ever seen Erudite do that.
You could sell that to a lot of other people better than me because I feel like I watch Erudite get a level of charity on the subreddit that I wish I could have. So I don't know if it's a gender thing.
But if you're
maybe people just hate me.
Yeah. I feel like they just really hate you. But like, I think like every comment in the subreddit with Erudite, it's either she's okay or she's just really boring, and then you got your outliers that people compare to like Q of boring.
Sure. It's my understanding that where Mooten is now
to complain about being hated by the subreddit in a call with Kelly Jean. Like, why is this lack of self-awareness?
Yeah, you're not gonna get away with that with Kelly here, okay? Nobody's hated more than Kelly apparently, and nobody will say that more than Kelly. So,
like, what the fuck do you care if the fucking subreddit hates you? This is so cringe.
Because it is an incredible marketing vehicle that I don't have.
Karantos doesn't even come close. That can't be right. I'm so glad you brought up Karantos because I feel like there is some truth to that. Kyle's probably gonna get some criticism. She gets charitability. Justico would get way more. Karantos would absolutely get fucking nuked unanimously. There would be like maybe 2 or 3 comments.
Okay, Wolfgang's admitting this. Yeah, if Q, let's imagine, let's reverse the roles real quick, right? Let's say that Kick or Keep needed a physical set, and this is what Q came up with. Imagine the subreddit. Imagine, dude. Holy. It would be brutal. They would want him gone. They would want his head. They would want him whipped.
Yeah, I think he's could have been worse and he's trying his best. I just genuinely feel like it comes down to, although that might be dismissed. Nah, fuck it. If you're making snarky comments, I feel like people should be allowed to be entirely dismissive of your criticism too. If you're going to also be, to the criticism that's like obviously trying to like be snarky and shit like that. Fuck it. I feel like if it was,
dude, you can dismiss any criticism you want. It's about whether you should.
Anybody else probably wouldn't be doing it. Like, you don't get charitability if you don't get charitability. Fuck that.
All right, it's my understanding that like Mr. Mooten in his beginning starts or whatever, he would always get shit on.
Like, Erudite should listen to the criticism, not for anyone else, for her. It's in her interests to listen to the people complaining because she's shit and she doesn't know what she's doing.
He was like, not wanted around, bullied.
Yep.
Went like through and through, right?
Yes.
And what really now he's like a favorite. It's like, oh my god, Mooten is great. Why isn't Mooten around? Like that's what time does.
Sure.
Time sticking around. I think this is probably one of the. I think they've had a podcast before, but it's been a while. So I just believe with time they'll stop being so hard on her.
Yeah, entirely possible.
True. That's why Key will be a forgotten favorite.
Forgotten favorite is an interesting term.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a good one. See ya.
Also, that fan art needs anti-reflective glass on it if they're gonna shine lights on that.
You can also sort of dull off with like a matte spray on top of it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
We got a clip here, so sorry, we need to move forward. This is Erudite signing off and apparently saying she understands it's going to be criticism or something along those lines. I haven't watched it, so check it out.
Some housekeeping for you guys. Obviously, you guys are going to have big feelings about the first episode, or maybe not feelings at all. So feel free to post your thoughts in the subreddit. I will be watching and reading.
The honeypot.
If you're super mean, I'm not going to read it because I don't care.
I don't know. I feel like I've always been like just you can't.
Okay, with that comment, I do think there's at least one of those subreddit posts that did not deserve to get banned. That they were critical, but they weren't mean. Okay,
call yourself a neo.
Probably the ones that deserve it, but
you because
yeah, we went over a bunch of comments that got banned earlier. But when she's like, "Hey, please give me feedback on the subreddit," and then some people provide like critical but fairly level-headed feedback. I think some of those people. The one comment I read, he was not being mean at all. The Forethought Strongest Soldier guy, that guy wasn't being mean at all. Yeah. I can pull it.
Do you mind repeating it?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's not fair like that.
Destiny looks uncomfortable. He's just checked every time he does one of his podcasts. He's just checked out. He's just so checked out. He doesn't give a fuck. The thing is that Destiny will, he won't give a fuck through the whole thing. It'll be like, oh, they're pushing forward. It might be fine. But because he's had no input the whole way, it feels like by the time it rolls around, it's like something he just doesn't want to be doing. It's just insane.
Banning people, though, is it?
No.
He hates Erudite. He just doesn't know it.
It's not. I'm saying she still honeypotted those people. Unintentionally. It was this one. I don't know, I was super hyped for it, but ended up being really underwhelmed. From the guest to the studio setup to even the announcement poster, everything feels like cheap and unprepared. ? The studio looks so crammed. I think this is critical.
I did read a comment on one of my videos the other day. That said something like, does anyone remember when Destiny would say that his biggest fear was waking up in 10 years and realizing that he's surrounded by a bunch of yes men and believes all his own bullshit? And lives in a complete fantasy. It's like I feel like I thought that's true. I thought that's true, but it's happened. And he's just like, there is maybe that contempt just boiling where there's a part of him that realizes Herodite is just like the skinwalking yes man. Oh, brother.
And it is mostly problems, but I don't think this was like overtly mean in any direction. But maybe that's just me. I also said I would probably ban for that because I'm a sensitive boy, okay? You post that criticism like that about me, I'm not gonna just sit there and take it. Yeah.
The thing is, it's not true that everyone around Destiny's a yes man. That's just not true. So it isn't quite accurate. Because like Kelly will be relatively reasonable and say when he's being like an asshole, and Jay Stalk manages to sometimes. But these are people on the edge, to be fair.
All right, I don't know how much.
No,
I don't know how much more time we're going to spend on Bridges here, guys, because we got a lot of other things to talk about tonight.
Also, pretty fucked up to include in the criticism that they're not happy about the guest they chose. Kind of sucks being that guest.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that is an aspect of the podcast, I guess. But
I don't know how you'd approach that critique without coming off as rude in some way. Because I think there's a valid argument, like, hey, why are you showing up to the Bridges podcast if you don't want like the content that Destiny and Erudite are providing to you in a certain sense? But I feel like
we're just being appreciative that somebody came on. Like, fuck you. That dude came out to be on their show. That's doing your favorite streamer like a solid.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course that would be.
That
one I'm a little bit more, because I feel like there is some validity to somebody being like, wow, the choice of guest wasn't great. But at the same time, you're 100% right, Cherry. Like, this is like the first episode. This guy decided to come out. He gave like a pretty solid episode as far as I was able to watch. I wasn't able to tune into the whole. I don't know. I'm a little bit conflicted on how to give fair, constructive, and not rude sounding criticism about choice of guests. That one I'm kind of I don't know how I feel about it.
I need just fill for like 30 seconds here.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid saying anything hard about
you guys fill for 30 seconds. I'm just typing some messages.
Oh, you fill.
Yeah,
hello.
Thank you.
Guys, Phil, like we're fucking dancing.
I'm sorry. Sometimes you guys wait for me to say something, and if I'm doing something, I'll just say like, "Give me a quick second. I'll be right back." Sorry, Cherry. I wasn't responding to you, Cherry. You can go as much as you want. You're not rude to me like Kelly is. Okay. Thank you.
I've just been enjoying going through all my old cosplay pictures.
I've just been spamming them just to go.
Eh? No, it's because I was thinking of examples of set design.
Oh, okay.
And then I just got distracted because my folders are unorganized.
But yeah, I don't think that set idea is bad, right? The execution needs work, but apart from that, all black setup is pretty fucking classy. I think the fan art idea is really fucking cool. The selection of fan art, I don't know about. That's all up to taste, and I'm sure that those things will get adjusted over time.
Yep. I think the problem I'm so glad that you're saying this, because I don't feel like there is a lot of charitability when it comes to this sort of stuff. But the idea behind the fan art is genuinely awesome.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, are you refreshing?
The execution. Yeah, like genuinely. Here's something that people. I feel like it's so wonderful to boost up the community, and a lot of people don't give two fucks about it. And I feel like those people.
Oh my god. So it's just full-blown self-interest. Then it's just full-blown self-interest. That's it. That's all it is.
Should be disincentivized. Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't say it in that way. Not in that way, where it's like, oh look, the fans drew this, so I'm gonna like put it up on my wall. Like this isn't like Mom's fridge, okay? There are just some really good artists in the community, and the ones who have put in the effort, they do really good composition, and it's like it's interesting, and there's the depth there and like some lore even in some of those artworks.
Yeah,
I think that having that much artwork is probably a bit too it's a bit too much for me or to me. But every podcast that I know of has like iconic artwork a part of it, or iconic pieces. So in that regard, I thought it was good.
Yeah, and I agree with that exact sentiment. Like, what I'm saying is necessarily pick up those pieces. That it's not like, oh, if you drew something, I put it up. It's genuinely highlight the talent, like especially like the very talented people in the community. Because Canadian Turtle, nobody would sit here with a straight face and tell you like, yeah, exactly. Nobody would sit here with a straight face and be like, oh, whatever, you just put this here because it's community. I'm talking about like the really good ones, to create this feedback loop of people wanting to make really good art and wanting to like maybe have the work showcase and stuff like that. And then you create this
it could be a motivator. I see what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings more people that have like a unique skill set of art into the fucking community. And you get this feedback loop.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then next thing you know, you're building a part of your audience to do something like fan art, which I think like it's always super fucking useful. I feel like content creators, and again, different story, but look at people like Germa. Germa has an entirety like community of people that just animate the fucking dude. That's all they fucking do. They sit all day and they just animate. And if you can have that, it boosts you in the algorithm probably. I've only seen Germa because of his fucking animations. It gets more people to fucking know and see your stuff.
artist says, guys, you should pay money to artists and hire artists and promote artists. Thanks. I'm sure this is genuine reasoning. This is so genuine.
I genuinely feel like investing into the
community so
aspect
genuine
brings back stuff genuinely. 100%.
Genuinely.
Yeah. I started to.
I have to say genuinely 6 times when I'm being genuine.
Paint something for Steven. Feeling that inspiration, but I put a knife through that canvas. Fuck that guy.
Based.
Bridges podcast should not be a DGG podcast. I agree with that. And I feel.
But no. Sorry, I'm ready to go with the Ethan segment. Sure. Thank you so much. You guys get your. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to control more. This is feedback I got. I'm trying to implement it. So don't feel bad if I cut you off. Just trying to control a little more, guys. Okay.
Dude. I wonder if that's all influenced by me. I have told J-Stock that he has to put a fucking muzzle on Wolfgang sometimes. Though, maybe wrong phrasing. I worry they'd enjoy that.
We're going to move on. Just give me your final thoughts on Bridges. I didn't have to cut you off there necessarily, Wolfgang, but final thoughts on Bridges, and then we're moving on to the Ethan Klein stuff, okay? So you continue.
Looks like it's gonna go well.
Finish Wolfgang. Okay.
Optimistic about how it's going.
Oh, no. Like, I was going to go into a whole different argument.
Minute of it.
I was going to go into a whole different argument, so trust me, like, yeah, everything said here probably super good. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let me flip back to my browser. All right. So we're moving on. I just got some random memes, okay? I don't know what this is, but somebody told me to play it on stream, so I'm going to do it. That just does it to him, okay? Much better post, okay? I can't believe they already made an anime about this guy. Wolfgang's going to get upset because it's almost certainly done with AI.
I'm not going to talk about it. Hey!
Okay, I'm probably not going to play all of that audio, okay?
Who the fuck is Dick Molester son?
It looks like a Dick Masterson parody account.
Wow.
Oh, 6 people in waiting and I called them out? Yeah, sorry guys, if you're in waiting to talk about the Bridges podcast, you've been cucked. I'm so sorry.
Does anyone have anything to say that's not just like, you're bad at set design?
Okay, so they're moving on from that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Is there anything about the actual content?
What happens when Doomer comes on? Does this retard cope about it at all?
Yeah, you stole
you
my
can say more.
Wait, are you saying it's your joke? When did you say it? When did Milo say it? Because I feel like Milo said it.
No, I'm talking about earlier. Here, let me post in content suggestion.
Okay.
Doomer
I mean, granted,
Groomer
you did make it a slightly better, but...
Oh, a different one?
Yeah, it was a different one from earlier today.
Wait, whoever said the parent-teacher conference, that was a good one.
Yeah. See, I shouldn't have done the doctor one. I don't know if I saw yours. I saw a couple jokes.
Okay.
I saw multiple people doing this exact one.
He's so far away. He looks like
I did,
a child.
Yes.
That's mean.
I did 100% steal. Oh, yeah. I did 100% steal the joke from someone though. 100%.
Okay. I just, making sure.
He's looking very Tyrion.
Dick has 2 Twitters and I'm blocked from both. You got blocked by Dick? What the fuck?
Yes, Bunny's a Photoshop. Oh, make Erudite into Daenerys. She kind of looks like her anyway, with the eyebrows sometimes.
Yeah, you pulled an orbiter stealing some jokes off the Reddit.
Wait, that's like what Destiny does, okay? That's what Destiny does.
I learned from the best. I forgot. All right.
Trash bag podcast. Dude. If you can't see the disparity between us, then you are living a delusion.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Jokes from the people in the Discord, 100%.
All I wanted to hear. Thanks.
All right. I am a joke thief.
Bye.
Have a good one. See ya.
I'm not criticizing the setup. I'm just pointing out Destiny looks very much like Tyrion in this picture. It's not fair. It's just.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Somebody else doesn't do it. I'm gonna do it.
There we go. I just moved this to the other channel just in case other people want to hop in and talk about any of the takes we've had today.
Okay. I just got really hungry, so I'm gonna go get food real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. See you later, Cherry. All right. Do we want to go on? We can do the Minecraft thing. Although I moved in because apparently Doomer wanted to comment. So if Doomer still wants to come in and comment on the Ethan stuff. Oh, we were talking about the Ethan stuff earlier. Oh, this guy wants to get pulled in. Okay. Desandemnims. Hello. How's it going?
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Okay. Yeah, I got you. So I have a sub to be pulled up. I feel like a lot of times people get a little weird about how they come and talk to you about stuff, where I kind of like your content. I feel like I came after the big Destiny Zoe blow up stuff. I don't know.
I was
levity point, and I feel like
I was gonna.
Wanted that to be clear.
I don't know if
if you cosplayed, you could have made so much bank just for fun.
Bridges podcast.
Yeah.
You know, in an informal setting with friends. Which
set design.
That kind of discussion they're going for. Is this supposed? You might be right. Okay. I don't know if I'm necessarily the person to ask about what Bridges is supposed to be. I might be getting stuff wrong. Okay. That was just my impression from their guest list they had so far. Was they were going for like a higher brow or a higher brow sort of entertainment, like more.
Well, yeah. Was that not the point? Was it not meant to be academics and politicians? Was that not the whole goal of this shit?
Policy discussions, more in-depth politics, or in-depth like about other things, social issues, psychology, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you kind of need to pick a theme and stick with it when you're doing a set design.
Well, that's the thing is like the set does not communicate. Like the set communicates the opposite of that basically. The set makes it seem like it's just sitting around having banter with like in an informal setting with friends, which is also what the title communicates. So like, if what you're saying is true, which makes sense given the set list, then yeah, like the presentation needs a complete overhaul.
I think she just needs somebody maybe that does interior design would be good. If not, like someone that does like art-based things, just to give a bit of help. It's really difficult to do it on your own.
The point having creators too, I think. Yeah, but the point of the podcast was meant to be bringing in the academics and the politicians more into the creator space. That was the idea, is bridging the gap. That's what Erudite always spoke about, you know? So what serious politician, serious academic is going to feel like, oh yeah, this is my vibe when they see a podcast studio that's petition boards in a high school rec room with fan art of samurais plastered all over it.
Like whenever I've done sets, it's with at least a photographer, and usually there's another cosplayer as well. But doing everything on my own is just nightmare mode.
I can sympathize because I have to do a lot of graphic design with some of the video stuff I'm working on right now.
And building bridges with people they disagree with, like the moderator of the r/neoliberal subreddit. Are we noticing any problems here? Are we noticing any issues here?
Oh, it is very hard. Like, I can sympathize with how difficult this is, but that being said, even people who don't understand graphic design all that well can look at it and just be like,
Yeah, true. At least Erudite dressed like a woman over 25. True, at least she managed that.
That doesn't look very professional, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, she's mostly academic background, right? She's not like an arty person, so it's fine. Like,
she did wear the choker?
I don't know. It's not that bad.
No, she didn't.
Like, and at least it means there's a lot of like improvements you can make for the next episode and such. So that's kind of fun, right? She could like whack something amazing out, or even something that's good and can be added to over time. That would also be good.
Well, I'm less cynical about the set than most people. I think the set's fine, basically. The only possible issue is that Destiny does look like a little tiny hobbit over there in the corner.
She did. Everyone's saying she did wear the choker. Okay, I'll take the L on that. Sorry, guys. I spread misinformation. Erudite did wear the choker.
It just straight up looks like Tyrion. Oh, I don't know, man. Please, someone Photoshop
what's
that.
Happening? Is there drama?
Photoshop Erudite as a.
There's drama. Like people are really complaining on the subreddit, like heavily about the look of the podcast.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not professional.
I didn't notice.
How are we supposed to find this?
I was just thinking, who could you Photoshop the other guy as?
Okay, there we go. Photoshop I don't even know. Tywin, I guess? Or are you gonna make Tywin? Are you still sticking with the Game of Thrones thing?
Yeah, I just thought it was funny because he looks like Tyrion. And like, if Erudite does the eyebrow thing, she looks exactly like Daenerys.
Wait, you guys understand why I search Bridges Studio as one word, right? Because it's the fucking name of the channel. Sorry, retards. There are retards amongst us.
The logo doesn't look bad. The logo's fine. Font's fine.
I wonder if they know. I don't even know for podcasts like how often they spend on shots like this, but I like shots like this. Yeah, these establishing like over the shoulder shots tend to be nice.
Okay, so here's the most positive thing I could say, right? If anybody remembers back when the No Man's Sky debacle came out, I was actually pretty, like, I generally defended it early on. So I was like, there's a good structure here. They can very easily build on this and make a great game, right? And that's exactly what they did. And I feel kind of the same way about this. Like, this is not like a catastrophe, right? Like, the camera angles seem decent. The room seems fine. Everything is completely fixable. It's just that you need somebody who does this professionally. Like, if Erudite isn't a graphic designer, then she shouldn't be designing the set. It's actually that simple. Like, you just
I would say even graphic design is like set design is a specific somebody's fucking job.
Yeah, like you're dealing with, like, Destiny is, how much is Destiny worth? $10 million. Like, he has money. Just hire somebody. Like, hire somebody who does this. And it doesn't need to be. it doesn't need to be like the best set ever. It just needs to look professional, and it needs to communicate like they need to understand the tone they're going for and the audience
sorry,
they're going.
I stopped listening. I realized we were here for Doomer, so I should have been listening to what he's saying. He's just such a boring, whiny prick that I tuned out. But I should be listening because I'm here to talk about what Doomer says.
Towards amongst us.
The logo doesn't look bad. The logo's fine. Font's fine.
Okay, that's so uninteresting.
I wonder if they know. I don't even know for podcasts.
Why even bother expressing that you think something's fine? Why even bother express? Like, was there someone talking about the logo and font before? I didn't hear that. Why don't you give one of your stronger opinions? Why don't you do something interesting?
Like how often they spend on shots like this? But I like shots like this. Yeah, these establishing like, over the shoulder shots. Maybe nice.
Okay, so here's the most positive thing I could say, right? If anybody remembers back.
Oh, okay, no, he is actually. Oh no, okay, fair enough. Doomer is shitting on it, so he's saying here's the most positive thing I can say, and he said the logo's fine, the font's fine. Okay, no, he's shitting on it. He's just trying not to go too hard. Okay, I don't think Bridge is going to do well. No, not in its current state. Erudite claims she's reworking the whole thing. We'll see what it looks like in the next state.
When the No Man's Sky debacle came out, I was actually I generally defended it early on. So I was like, there's a good structure here. They can very easily build on this and make a great game, right? And that's exactly what they did. And I feel kind of the same way about this. Like, this is not like a catastrophe, right? Like the camera angles seem decent. The room seems fine. Everything is completely fixable. It's just that you need somebody who does this professionally. Like if Erudite isn't a graphic designer, then she shouldn't be designing the set. It's actually that simple. Like, you just
I would say even graphic designers, like set designers, is specific somebody's fucking job.
Yeah. Like you're dealing with like Destiny is how much is Destiny worth? $10 million? Like he has money. Just hire somebody. Like hire somebody who does this. And it doesn't need to be like the best set ever. It just needs to look professional, and it needs to communicate like they need to understand the tone they're going for and the audience they're going for, right? The set needs to communicate what the content actually is, which right now it very much does not.
I mean, Doom is just right here. Doomer is okay. Groomer Media kind of spitting here. Groomer Media kind of spitting. Can't lie. Groomer Media is spitting.
Yeah. Okay. Just somebody said, just to go back to the name of the podcast, someone saying the reason they called it Bridges was because it was bridging divides between different sides, which I guess also doesn't make sense because they picked somebody with their exact politics interview for the first episode. So, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but Totoko, you've just explained the problem within itself. It's not even that hard. You just need a person with experience here. But how many people just casually know a fucking set designer or someone that's worked with film or someone that's like maybe worked on like costume and things like, or maybe an interior design. Most people don't just casually have one of those people to hand, especially since Erudite's just like moved to Florida.
Yeah,
like this stuff like people she knows are mostly just useless content creators.
This stuff is not easy. It's a lot more difficult than you might imagine, but it is important enough that you should hire someone.
Yeah, it's just I do think that hiring someone that's straight up that would be kind of expensive, but I actually know some cosplayers in Florida. I wonder if they would know anyone.
Wait, I actually know cosplayers in Florida too. I know a cosplayer in Miami.
How old are the cosplayers, Groomer? How old are they?
Handful. I don't know if they're Miami.
There's not even any reason to call Doomer a pedo, but the name Groomer Media is just too funny. It's just too funny. I don't know why. It just is. And like, he's kind of annoying, so I just...
I know they're always rescuing lizards.
Maybe I'll message my friend and see if she has any experience with that.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably going to want to find someone on their own. But, real quick, Merc off the perk clip. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea, okay? I don't know what's going on.
I texted my ex last night. Bruh, this bitch. Oh my god.
Doomer is white.
Please answer. Please. I love you. I still love you. Actually, fuck you. Okay? How you ended things was unfair. I deserve better. And guess what? Fuck you. And you graduate in May. I might just fly back and throw shit at the stage when you walk across. Fuck you, bitch. That was wrong of me. I was sad. Sorry.
Why is this?
It's just classic. No, it's just classic Merc's life. I also don't get the Hunter Avalon joke. Were you here, Doomer, when we were going over those texts between Lauren De Laguna and Hunter?
Yeah, dude, that was so cringe, bro. Where did you guys land on that? I didn't see the end of it. Who do you guys think was in the wrong there?
Or is it done?
I think it was pretty easily Lauren.
That looks like it's all the Bridges discussion.